I was athletic. I was a super jock. I was all state in 2 separate sports. But
there you go.
But I'm not an athlete. A born athlete is fast and can jump and give.
What were you in? What were you all state?
Let's start the podcast. You ready?
Just what were you? Sorry, Mike, Psycho Catherwood here.
Yeah.
What were you all state in? What were the sports?
Soccer and baseball. I played football too, and I think I would have been better at it if I started earlier.
Well, because soccer,
soccer,
you gotta have some foot speed.
Yeah, but I was a goalkeeper.
Well, now you gotta have real reflexes.
That I did. I had great hand-eye coordination, and I had good. Like quick hands, but I'm not an athlete.
Well, now let's go to baseball.
I've been around athletes, and I know you guys have too. When you're around an athlete.
Well, Brendan's an athlete.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get into this because I can see he's being tight-lipped. But hold on. Now when you play baseball all state, you got good hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
And you got good torque. You got a strong ability to torque. You got a good strong core. And then, Mike, were you a catcher or an outfielder?
I was a third baseman.
Third base?
Didn't have to run, but had quick hands. Good.
Well, there you go.
So you were all state in California.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
That's no joke.
Second team.
I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you. You're athletic.
I'm athletic, but I'm not an athlete.
Well, no. So now
I'm saying I train with I've
seen how Brendan,
I train with fucking athletes, guys who are
When it's your job,
unbelievably quick, and it makes you marvel. You realize like we're not playing on a level playing field.
What's your definition of an athlete be?
Oh, man,
it's complicated,
tough.
right?
It's super complicated because there's people who are athletic, but I guess it just depends. Like
gamesmanship?
No, none of that bullshit. I mean, like if you've been around someone who gets paid to play a sport, it's a different type of it. Like I think you'd be more tight-lipped about using the term athlete.
Yeah.
Like if you've been in those locker rooms and I wouldn't consider myself a great athlete because I've been around great athletes,
Nah, but dude,
you're a pretty good athlete, dude.
Yeah,
I'm a good athlete, but if you've been around some guys where you go,
now you're comparing yourself to 0.0001%. But in comparison to the population, you're in the 1%.
I've had two pro football players who played for a long time.
Yeah,
who played with Brendan. Tell me that the only reason you didn't play in the NFL was because you weren't seen by the right people at the right time.
Mm.
That's fair.
You're at your size, your level of footwork, and your fluidity and stuff. It's really impressive.
I mean, that's uncomfortable for you to say because you didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like people. You could say like, oh, well, you were a good high school athlete. Yeah, but I was roided out of my mind.
Well,
I
love that.
I did a lot of like tricks to make it seem like
you were roided out of your mind in high school?
Yeah.
God, that's impressive.
That's not fair.
You're such an extremist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta say, I was drinking every day and roided out. And I was like such a... I never assumed that like normal person life would happen for me. Yeah. I really didn't. I never had any vision of being a normal, respectable member of society.
Like working 9 to 5, you mean, or just you didn't think you were gonna live?
I just I would.
Did you wear a jean jacket and drive a T-Bird or something too?
No, I did drive like a pickup truck though, like headers and
fucking right, you did
aftermarket exhaust, the whole deal.
Yeah.
Well, you're male. Now, are you doing a little TRT right now?
No,
you are. Okay.
I want to though.
You look like it.
I'm going to be 40 in a year, and I think that's when I'm going to go talk to special doctors in Venice Beach.
You don't need to.
Yeah, but I want to.
Why? Because
I have nothing else in my life.
Dude, your Mike back for days.
But what if he wants to?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But his back goes on for days.
I know guys who are they love it.
Yeah, see, I would like to, because I have experience in abusing hormones. And so I don't want to go back to that world. But I would love to just feel better and look better. And
you're talking about feeling. See, I think people think when they get on TRT, they're going to get all jacked and look like fucking stone cold or something like that. And it doesn't really work like that. For a guy who's had steroid abuse or your adrenal glands, your testosterone's like probably pretty low, I would assume, after that.
It was.
It's not like you probably had the money to do the right kind of recovery and get your system back to normal levels.
I tried.
So for a guy like him, man.
I had a bodybuilder say that when you do TRT, testosterone, it doesn't do the work for you.
No.
Like, you won't feel anything.
Of course a bodybuilder said.
You won't feel anything until you start working out and you're eating
that's not true. That's not true. No. That's not true. If your testosterone is low,
if it's low,
you don't have to
you're going to feel. You're going to feel it.
No, check it out. This is what you have to do.
And getting to be
like that. Of course, a bodybuilder says that.
Yeah,
bro. You think I just inject shit and I look like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, no, I do. You're definitely shredded and there's a lot that goes into it. However, you're fucking running so much test through your body. It's definitely growing while you're sleeping, sir.
Well, I knew a guy who will go unnamed who was doing 1,000 milligrams a day.
What is that?
Test. And you got TRT would be like 250 milligrams every week. Maybe every couple weeks.
Doing 1,000
He was
a day.
doing 1,000 a day with growth and then
Where's
other
eyes
anabolics.
just fucking...
How is his heart and his liver?
I don't know, man. But there's a fun game you can play at Gold's Gym Venice Beach where you go, who's still alive? And there's these, maybe 200 pictures on the wall of these
black and white
famous bodybuilders. And by the way, some of them are like 40, and you're like, well, that guy passed away at 28. That guy passed away at 33. It's tough.
Jesus, really?
But people, like, the argument for steroids, people say, there's no proof that anyone's ever died from steroids. Mm-hmm. There's no proof.
Which is, I mean, it's not like fentanyl or something where you take it and you're dead.
Correct.
But, I mean, who knows? A lot of guys have these fatal liver problems and these heart conditions in their 30s.
Yeah.
What else could you blame it for?
If it's an athlete, I would say the culprits more would be painkillers.
Yeah. Well, the thing about painkillers too is that almost everyone is what they call a poly user, where you're not using just Percocet. You're on Percocet and Xanax, and you mix in those benzodiazepines like the Xanax and those type of.
That's where it gets tricky, right?
That's where you die.
Yeah,
I mean if you look at
call it the Heath Ledger cocktail.
You look at every famous kind of OD death in the last couple of years, they're all using some type of like anti-anxiety or one of these.
It's always
benzos,
a mixture. Yeah.
And
why is that the combination?
I guess this is way above my pay grade, but from sitting next to Drew for so long and talking to him, it's because it just is a recipe for your body. Chemically, it slows your heart down to the point that you
don't do
it's too much, right? Like Heath Ledger, all those guys, they're doing that shit and then they go to sleep. And it's kind of, if you're gonna go,
not a bad way, right?
Well, you're
high as fuck, comfy.
I legitimately feel like such a painful kind of empathy for people who are addicted to prescription pills, because I've been sober 16 years, and I got to be honest, it was very easy to come to grips with the fact that I can't smoke crack every day. There was no
crack for sure.
You know what I'm saying? It was very easy for me to say I can't drink every day. Human beings are not designed to drink for breakfast. Like, there's one thing to have a couple drinks after a long day at work. Every guy deserves that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was drinking when I woke up to the point when I black out and smoking crack all day.
You got good teeth for smoking crack.
My hairline, Drew often says that my hairline and my teeth defy all.
That's what I'm saying. Physics. Your hair should be fucked. Your hair should look like Callan's. Your teeth should look like Brian's bottom teeth. All of them.
I smoked lots of crack and chewed tobacco for a decade, and
you have good genetics. You are an athlete.
You've been through shit.
I have great genetics.
He's built to bear down.
I have great genetics for longevity.
He's built to do drugs.
You're Irish and Mexican.
Yeah,
those are two very good things to be. Yeah,
you're built for drugs.
I had a great. I'm not saying this as like a feather in my cap, but I had a tremendous appetite and ability to do drugs and drink. I mean, I could get.
Yeah, look at you now. You're thriving.
Your feet out. You got your.
If anything,
you're all back.
This is kind of a advertisement to do drugs.
I guess is way.
Well, no, what I would say though is that when it comes to the prescription drugs, like it's painful to me to think about someone who is going to die or throw their life away to something that a doctor prescribed them. That, to me as an addict, I go, wow, that must be so hard to wrap your head around.
Yep.
Because like I said, it wasn't difficult to look in the mirror in 2001 in a hotel room by myself, hitting the pipe, going, well, this is not a recipe for a high quality life.
Things aren't going to work out.
But if you have a doctor prescribe something to you,
you think it's all good.
You're a cop. You got a back injury. Next thing you know, you're popping them every day.
Dude, that's how I got in trouble. My buddy was a doctor, and he goes, I had nose surgery and reconstructive surgery. I've told this story on Rogan before, and we've talked about it. And he goes, bro, I got you. So he writes him a prescription. It's like 300 Oxycontin.
Yeah,
because you need it for your nose, but you don't need 300.
Oh my god!
So I was taking it for my nose. And I was like, God, I feel good, man. Then I got the everything out, and I found myself taking them keep taking them. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep taking a little more. They feel good. I don't have a problem.
What do they feel like?
Heaven, like an angel's like coming in your veins. So I just would, so I would just keep taking them. And then I realized like months later, I was keep popping these things. I actually got a refill of those 300. That's how many I was taking.
Oh my God.
And I kept taking them. And then I'd go out with my friends at night in downtown Denver. And I'd be like, instead of, it's probably better for me to take one of these and just have one beer and like feel buzzed and good than drink 12 beers.
Yeah.
So I'd do that. And I found myself keep doing that. And my buddy Klopp found it, was like, you're not taking these anymore, man. Took it from me. I went cold turkey.
Good for you.
And I was like, oh shit, I have a problem. Me. I was like, I always pride myself on discipline. So I'm like, one day I was like, oh fuck, I got a problem. I found it funny. Me and my brother found it very funny.
Sneaks up on you. Dov Davidoff talks about that. It's like falling in love is that thing where you sit on a couch and like you're at a party and you realize that somebody spilled a drink on it and it seeps through, but by the time you get up, it's too late. You're like, motherfucker.
Yeah. You don't see it happening.
Yeah, it just happens. Man.
I was worried, so I don't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
I always think like when people, they go from Oxycontin to, what's the hardcore?
Heroin. Yeah.
God, don't get me around to heroin, Neil, because there's a part of me that goes, I bet that feels fucking tremendous.
If you're chemically set up for opiates, you're done. You know,
my friend's brother did it once.
And I'm a massive drug addict, and I just didn't take heroin. I mean, I would do it. It was better than being sober, but I was not someone who like I would inject it and go, this is it. This is the rest of my life. Now, stimulants, said, I did. It was like angels opening up their wings inside my body. I said, well, this is what I need in life. You know,
Artie Lang said he did heroin.
Yeah.
And I think this is what he said. He said, my head hit the pillow and I went, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Because he knew that was it.
I have this weird thing that I feel like if I ever were around, I'd be the same way.
My friend's brother was an all-star wrestler, great wrestler, really good-looking guy. He did heroin one time, and he now is 50-something, and he's living in a home for homeless.
Jesus Christ.
He went to Harvard or MIT. One of those, and he never.
Jesus Christ!
Never.
See, I figure myself doing I have the rubber band around thing, and then I think it's that Jimi Hendrix song. There must be some kind of way out of here, and I'm just like, oh.
Yep.
And your veiny, swole arm.
Yeah, yeah. But then I get all shredded. I've always wanted to be. And
so many people.
You'd be like Iggy Pop.
Yeah.
Overdoses with opiates now are such an epidemic. It's beyond.
Because they're blending it with shit too. Kids are dying.
Fentanyl.
I totally understand why people are wary of guns, and guns are murder machines. I get it. I'm
pretty black and white.
I'm a pretty pro-gun guy, but at the same time, I totally understand why people freak out around guns. But what I don't understand is this: America right now has this obsession with gun violence, and if you look at the numbers, it's really not something we need to worry about in comparison
to opiates.
Not even close.
Which every one of us, every single person of the millions of people that are going to listen to this podcast, every single one of you is directly affected by opiate abuse.
Correct.
Whether it be your mom or your girlfriend or you yourself or whoever it is.
It's really that bad, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It is really that bad.
And I'm sure Dr. Drew deals with it all the time. And I want to talk to you about this because everyone knows I'm balls deep in Teen Mom. I never miss an episode, right? How many seasons are they on now?
It's so weird to me.
I know.
I'll never get over how weird that is.
I love it. I cannot get enough.
What is it about? It's amazing.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I could not tell you. I think
the drama.
I don't know. I can just log myself out where the fuck I'm going.
Are you hoping that
I watch them.
Are you hoping they'll get out of it? What is it that you?
No, it's a complete shit show.
It's the only reality show that I watch besides maybe Cops.
Yeah, you watch it too.
I do. I mean, I'm not like Brendan. I'm not balls deep.
You don't have the poster. You're not on the.
If I see it, if I have some free time on my hands to watch TV that isn't Teletubbies or some shit, like with my daughter,
preach.
I will, scour the channel. Since I can't watch murder porn anymore because my wife's a hippie and she totally won't let me.
What have you seen the Farrah porno?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Farrah on Teen
Let me tell you about Farrah.
Farrah's looking nice.
What's murder porn is like the Discovery ID or the Dateline. It's these documentary style shows that are about murder and I love those. But my wife
like First 48 and all that shit.
Love it.
I love it too.
But my wife said I can't watch it.
Why?
Because she said brings negative energy into the house.
Man, slap her face.
I know. Believe me.
Just kidding.
I've been
really.
thought about it. But
slight shake will help her.
Just to shake that bitch. But I'll occasionally watch the Teen Mom, and I honestly think that it's one of the most real reality shows because they show these kids' poor lives getting fucked up by having to deal with reality smacking them in the face. And if they candy coated Teen Mom, I don't think it would be as special of a show. The fact that they show these
raw,
children,
man.
you know, dealing with having their own children. It's
Teen Mom. Teen pregnancy went down some crazy number when that show debuted. Yeah, like 40% or something like that.
What?
Because especially at the time,
good in the world.
Well, especially when at the time when it was released, it was a big deal.
It shows how it doesn't work out.
Well, so you know, some are doing all right, but then you just see having a kid. Like Mike and I were talking about before we came in, like, and you know this too, be like having a kid. You could be in the most solid relationship. Having a kid, it will test everything you're worth, man. It is a fucking, you know, I'm financially, you know, I'm stable. I'm in mid-30s. It's all good, man, and relationship's good, but it's fucking. Sure, I don't care who you are. Yep. Now imagine being 16 with nothing. And imagine if you had a baby with the 6-year-old girl you were dating. Imagine that fucking knucklehead's the mother of your childhood. You know what I'm saying? And
luckily,
you
I only did anal at 16, so
see, you're smart.
That was only
you're all roided up, only doing anal. You're smart, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean,
so that's why
you're literally a different person. You're literally a different person.
I'm a different person than I was 3 years ago.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
So when I watched that show, it's just like you know, this one girl, you know, she was 16 and her man decided to give up the baby for adoption. So now 10 years later, they still want to visit the baby, stuff like that. They've had their own kid. And then they're like, yes, we're pregnant again. Then she has a miscarriage. Oh. And then she's suicidal, has to check into rehab. She's suicidal. So you go through all that. Wow. And this other dude, now he has an opiate problem. And you see it on TV.
Yeah. Damn.
Him going in and out.
Oh,
and then and then his girl goes, oh shit, we got to check him into rehab. Now he gets taken away from his son. It's just this. It's so real.
Well, it's real drama.
It's the most real thing on TV besides Intervention, but it's fucking intense.
Mm-hmm. Intervention, but even Intervention, there's a Hollywood aspect to it, and it's not the interventionist's fault. It's the addict's fault.
Correct.
My question is,
you put an active drug addict on TV. Believe me,
they're going to show off.
Yeah.
They're showing off. For sure.
My question is, this is a symptom of something. What is it a symptom of? What's going on?
You're saying why I like it?
No. The opiate addiction, drugs. This is a symptom of, what is it, spiritual ennui? What is going on?
I think Americans, there's this funny thing that goes on, that we acknowledge that there are cultural rituals and cultural kind of mores with every other culture in the world. We all... French people like their wine. Italian people like to talk with their hands. We all kind of acknowledge that there are these things that exist that are just culture.
Anchors.
We don't acknowledge that Americans are just fucking crazy. And there's all people are like looking for these answers. Like, why do we have so many guns? Why do we buy giant cars? Why do we all use 90% of the world's drugs in this country? And I think it's just there's an outlaw mentality, this kind of maverick ethic that is just comes with being American.
But
we're also a melting pot, right? Like you're taking all this.
No, but we've always been a melting pot. Is it though? Do you think it could also be the fact that people, for whatever reason, and maybe it's young people, whoever it is, are not oriented to purpose, meaning, where to place their energy?
No, I think they've always been that way. I think
they have, but it's worse now today. I really feel for the
meaning
kid.
And purpose?
When you have Instagram, because it's hard.
You make money off Instagram now.
Somebody was saying this about
you make money off YouTube now.
My point is
money off those. So when your dad goes, when your dad goes, come on, son, quit playing the fucking video games. That's not a good career. Hold on, it is a career. Now,
but for what percentage of kids that play video games?
But it's still a possibility.
It's a possibility. And that
same possibility as me wanting to play in the NFL when I was 7.
I just think that with the media, the ubiquity of media, and the way that it's kind of force fed to us, man, it's hard. Especially kids nowadays, they live their lives in public. You know, so much of what I dealt with as a 15-year-old, like my problems, I thought that I was the only guy in the world that had this problem, and I dealt with it. The only way I really could.
This guy Bryan,
doesn't that help you?
This guy Bryan.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
I'm saying, doesn't that help the younger kids now? Because
not really.
Let's say I'm a transgender or I'm a gay kid growing up, right? Yeah. Now I can reach out to someone else who has that. Other than that, I'm in this small village,
you have a community,
or small city in Aurora, where I'm like, dude, I'm the only kid who thinks like this. What the fuck? I'm by myself. I'm gonna commit suicide.
I think like everything else is a double-edged sword. So one of the problems that I think is that, yes, you can find community online. You can find a cyber community, and I think that's worth something. But the other problem is that there are a couple things. One, we've talked about where you can fuck up one time and that lives forever.
Yeah.
But that'll follow you around forever. But also something else. I was talking to this guy, Brian Edward Hill, is a fucking smart guy. He's a comic book. He creates comic books. He writes for that TV show Titan. And he said something really interesting. He said, nowadays, you can say something. And back in the day, somebody who had a rebuttal to you, had a problem with that, there was a long form rebuttal. There was a debate on TV, or there was a letter written. Now you can tweet an impulse, and that tweet gets retweeted. And kids are doing this, so that all of a sudden you get bombarded with this impulsive, non-thought out, neurotic sort of emotional
response.
And emotional ammunition, as opposed to kind of like a thoughtful, articulate back and forth.
Right.
You know? And that can be damaging too.
But also, I think you are also, again, it's double-edged sword, because I think it's great that people can see into the lives of their heroes or their favorite athlete, or seeing the good, if you go to Tim Tebow's Instagram, see the good he's doing. He's not
but
just
there's very few
it.
Tim Tebows.
There's very few. But then also the issue is if I'm a 16-year-old girl and I'm a Kylie Jenner fan, and I'm 16 and my parents bought me a Volkswagen, a brand new Volkswagen, awesome car. But I see Kylie Jenner 16 and she has a fucking G-Wagon.
And then you start,
I don't have that.
And then how about this? And then they create
and I don't have those lips. And I don't have that ass.
And they create a cyber avatar. Again, my buddy Brian was talking about this. They create a cyber avatar of their life. So they'll post on Instagram, and they'll show you doing all these things that aren't even real, but they're creating an avatar. So they're not only are they mimicking somebody like Kylie Jenner, they are creating. It's not even real. They're creating an avatar of it.
What kid, boy or girl, is happy with themselves as a teenager? No one's comfortable or happy with who they are. Everyone's insecure, and rightfully so. I mean, you don't really understand the world. You don't have a lot going for you. You don't have usually you have a job or car or anything to speak of. You know what I'm saying? You just feel like it's you against the world, and every kid really has that feeling of that detachment from the happy place in society. Now you have the ability to create a completely false reality to compensate for that, as opposed to being forced to be introspective and dive into it, which is what you were forced to do even just 15 years ago,
But also the bullying's a problem too. So like if I'm insecure about something, right? And most the trolls at school, there's trolls even when you guys were coming up and I was coming up.
Sure.
But they didn't have a voice.
No.
If a troll at school didn't like me, I didn't fucking know.
You didn't hear
he just
about
didn't say anything.
Yeah. And
but if he did, like, all right, we're going to fight trolls.
Yeah, he got beat up.
Now, usually got beat up, or he just stayed in the corner with his Cheeto fingers.
I was a 7th grade troll, and then I became a non-high school troll because I got the shit kicked out of me.
Correct. You're like, oh, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I'm getting no girls. I have 0 girlfriends because I'm a fucking hater. I look like shit. I need to figure my life out. I just got beat up for being a troll. But nowadays, the trolls, no one really, we can't seek you out. There's nothing we can really do. So you can live that troll lifestyle, and you're going to, negativity gathers up. So they're like, oh, my life sucks. Let's get together. And so they look at people who are doing well, maybe it's in entertainment, sports, and then they put their negative vibes on them, but they're never held accountable. Mm-hmm. So it's a huge issue. So kids have to deal with that all the time now. Yeah. Where before, if you didn't like me, cool. Or if you thought I sucked at lacrosse or football, whatever I was doing, cool, man.
Right. But not only that, have you noticed that the news picks up on random tweets? So somebody will say something and they go, the Twitter backlash has been terrible. And then they post a bunch of negative shit from Joe Schmo.
When there's a million good ones too.
Right. Though, You're like, dude, why are you turning this into news?
It is a double-edged sword, though. I do think, and I don't have any research to base this on, but I just think from kind of every once in a while poking my head into teenage circles, I think a 17-year-old, 16-year-old kid today is way more sympathetic to people who have it rough, way more
Steven Pinker's
way
book
more
would
sensitive
to
think.
that.
There was I live in Venice, which is one of the most legendary homeless problems in the country, and I see kids nowadays, high school kids, riding their skateboard down the boardwalk, and they'll throw a couple bucks to a homeless guy, and they sit and talk with the homeless. Yeah.
Do you know?
I hate to admit it. I think back to my high school years, me and my buddies would be way more prone to. Well, do you know that the United Nations?
Yeah.
Do you know the United Nations actually clocks things like inequality and actually thoughts about how they do these really interesting surveys about whether or not prejudice and racism and bigotry are going down or up.
Yeah.
And by almost all accounts, and I'll explain why they know this, racism among young people and bigotry among young people all over the world is going downward.
Sure.
And why? They know this because they'll take a word like, yeah, go ahead.
Does some of, like, a lot of racism start right from your grandmother or whatever, like old school, right? Like, my grandma's from England. Some of the stuff she would say, like, Jesus Christ, my mom's like, that's the way she was raised. She didn't know any different. She doesn't have any education. But now all kids are coming up. Like, most of your heroes they don't look like you. They might be white, black, Mexican, whatever.
Sure.
So your heroes
and you're seeing
aren't
them.
just white, and you're seeing them, and you're seeing that they're good people. They're they're just like you.
And check out how they know that. So they'll look at really interesting things. They'll look at how many times the N-word has been Googled for jokes.
What?
So yeah. So there's a way to look at a massive database and say how many times have N-word jokes been Googled? And then they'll say, well, what kind of people do that? How would we know? They'll also find that people that Google the N-word and reasons to use it or ways to use it are also people who Google Social Security or things about retirement. So they're older.
They're old people, yeah.
And young people are not doing that.
No.
And it's fascinating, but that's a worldwide trend. So it's becoming, like you said, because of social media, because of the web, it's easier to kind of see what it's like to be somebody else.
Well, and you just see more people
and
you
movies
see
and
lifestyles.
Yeah,
just
more
like,
people, yeah.
I mean,
and movies.
If I'll never forget this call because I grew up in a neighborhood where if you were white Anglo-Saxon, you were by far the minority. I grew up in a really diverse neighborhood. And so to me, it was fantasy. I mean, it's so surreal to hear this call on Loveline. This kid called from rural Ohio. He lived just outside of Cleveland. He calls up. He says, I had a girlfriend for a while, and I really liked her, but she's going back to her country of origin. She's Chinese. What do I do? And I go, what do you mean? What do you got to find a new girlfriend, I guess? He's like, no. I've discovered I have a real thing for Asian girls. What do I do? And I go, fucking find an Asian girl. What do you?
Yeah.
You're in California.
Where do I do that?
He was in Ohio,
and he literally didn't know where he would see another Asian person. And I go, dude, save up some money, get a Southwest flight out of LAX, go about 10 miles east to Monterey Park.
Yes.
Your head will blow off your fucking neck.
Yeah.
It'll be like Disneyland.
Me Godzilla.
But it made me think, like, okay, there's a real different America. And by the way, with this country we live in, it's really like 50 different countries.
Correct.
It's a whole different lifestyle. And some people are just not as exposed to things, and it becomes normalized to people who are lucky enough to have it normalized. But like I was thinking about the other day, I grew up with gay family friends, and to me, it was never like it was never like a big deal. One guy, his name is Tom, and his boyfriend, weirdly enough, was named Jerry. And
that's
I know it was sick.
Tom and Jerry.
And my mom and dad just said, like, how mom and dad are sweethearts. That's what Tom and Jerry are. And I was, at 5, you go, okay.
You don't know the world, yeah.
So it's like exotic food. If you're exposed to
it's
it,
not exotic.
Since you're a little kid, it's not exotic. Yeah. If you're exposed to all different races and gay people and whatever it may be, it's not.
Well, that's why I can't read about
different.
Syria without getting upset, because I grew up around Arabs,
right?
And I know exactly what Syrians are like.
They're good people.
They're also really modern. They're also not. These idea they're religious fanatics. No, they're not.
Yeah.
The average Syrian is exactly like us.
Yeah, it must be frustrating.
And it's I can't read about it because I know what Syria.
Can I pull
was.
180 here? I fucking miss Loveline, man.
I do too.
That was one of my favorite shows.
I miss it a lot.
I love Loveline. I love Dr. Drew. You and Dr. Drew are so good together. I mean, you guys are doing a show now, but Loveline was so good.
We're boys,
good.
so it helps. I mean, we're like legit. I mean, much like you two, you get it. It's not like. Which happens so often in radio and
you gotta
broadcasting.
Be friends, man.
Me and him would do the show. If we weren't buddies, I think we both would have quit by now.
Yeah.
There's a legendary collection of radio teams who They fucking despised each other, and but they get on the air and they could just put it behind
hang out, you know.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't fake that if I didn't like
Drew's my boy. I text him every day.
He's the best. Can you tell him that last night on the Teen Mom reunion, his orange sweater underneath that sports coat was fucking terrible? It ruined my experience.
He deserves to be clowned for his fashion.
Brendan cannot. He will not stand for a lack of fashion.
Right.
But dude, I record it. I'm like, here we go, baby. Opening. The reunions are my favorite because so much drama. I wanted to update on everyone. And now here we go. And as soon as he hits the screen, I go, oh, God damn it, Drew.
And it's like a mock.
God, what is that?
It's weird. Yeah. And he deserves, he deserves your hatred.
Will you tell him for me?
Yeah.
Staying in shape, though.
Drew swole, legitimately swole.
Yeah, strong.
Hence our new podcast, The Swole Patrol. Shameless
Swole
plug.
Patrol.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah.
It's called the
Drew and I are doing
what's the topics on there?
Oh, comprehensive fitness, meaning obviously like staying in shape, but then mental health.
Oh, everything.
And so
what's he think of TRT? He's a doctor.
He really wants to do it himself because Drew's 104 years old, but
he had that prostate.
He had prostate cancer, so he's a little sketched out about it. But he thinks, look, for people who are truly deficient in hormones, it's awesome.
It makes sense, just like anything. It makes sense. If you're deficient in this, take this. Why would?
But my cock cuts diamonds.
But we put testosterone on such this pedestal. You know, it's like, well, it's steroids. No, it's not.
Yeah, it's just bringing your hormone levels up to where they belong.
You naturally produce that. Now, if you're injecting 2,000 milligrams and doing some crazy shit, well, then you're on steroids.
I feel like you're setting yourself up for. I feel like you're.
No, I have buddies who do it.
But I feel like you're revving up and getting ready yourself.
He's still too young.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I was diagnosed with low testosterone in college. At first they thought it was diabetes, and then I got low testosterone.
It's probably training.
Yeah, I've been in the weight room since fourth grade. Yeah. That can't be healthy.
Yeah, running sprints at 5 a.m.
Yeah, getting hit in the head nonstop. You know,
by the
way, my dad signed me for tackle football when I was 6. So
we put in all these artificial things into our body, and testosterone is one of the most beneficial things that naturally exists inside us, and to do a little tweak here to get yourself up to a healthy level. I don't understand how anyone has a problem with that.
Because it's on a pedestal. Because when we hear testosterone, we think steroids, Mark McGuire, A-Rod, Lance Armstrong. It's like, no, Jesus Christ. Yeah. It's just like anything. But back to Dr. Drew.
Yes,
he was on I think what's called Hollywood Medium.
It's a terrible freeze frame.
Was he?
Yes.
I got to make fun of him for that.
He was on Hollywood Medium. And
you know why?
He was crying on there.
You know why? His wife. I love Susan Pinsky. I really do. She's my girl. We text back and forth all the time. Mostly black penis. But
thank you.
She is all about psychics and palm readers and that whole world.
Dude, this is my show I work for E, right? Yeah. And so I met with the head of E. I'm in there and we're going through everything's going good. And I said, listen, this might cause me not to get the gig. I just got to understand something here. Is that Tyler kid, the medium, the psychic, is that real? And she goes, Brendan, I've been here for maybe 2 months. I was in person. If it's fake, I don't know how the hell he's doing it. I've never seen anything like this.
He has a talent to read people and pick stuff out.
I have no idea how he's doing it.
I do not think he's talking to the dead.
He doesn't even drive. You don't think he's talking to the dead?
No.
How does he do it?
I think he's an exceptionally talented person at being able to read people. Or you know what? Here's the problem, though. I don't believe they're faking it. But what I do think is that we're getting an edited. You work in television, guys. You know. What we're getting is an edited product. We don't see
he goes through a ton
We don't
of
see
it?
the 40 times he goes, and someone with an M. I'm getting someone with an M, and the person goes, I don't.
He's a phony, but also, and that's fine.
But here's the thing. So they said they'll be at a reading, and they don't know who's going to come. This is what they tell me, right? Uh-huh. He'll be at a reading, they don't know who's going to come. So sometimes he'll be talking to the celebrity, and he'll go, well, this name, this name, this name, and they'll find out it's people from someone on the camera crew, the boom mic, and they don't have a show.
Yeah, but you know what they do. So in the guy crossing over that phony, they would have a microphone in the waiting room, and they could hear people talking. And 60 Minutes did a whole thing on it.
What do you mean?
So on crossing over that phony, that bad guy who talks to the dead and gets people crying, they had a microphone so that when he'd have a show, he'd be waiting in a waiting room. And they had microphones. They're listening in. They're listening in everything you're talking about.
Yeah, but okay.
But also David Blaine, who's does this stuff and can read things and have your name and stuff. Like David can make you think. David can make you think that he is
black magic,
dude. He can read shit. He can give you a name of like the 14-year-old love of your life,
How?
And he explained it to me. I'm not going to say how, but he explained it to me, and I went,
"Oh fuck
I swear to God,
You're not going to explain it?
No, I don't. That's his.
You don't give out his joke.
Yeah.
Will you tell me off air?
But I went, yes. But I went, holy fuck! I go, yes. That makes sense.
So you think he's just good at reading people?
I do.
There are certain things that you always know about people.
Right.
There are certain trends
man,
that you can pick up on people.
I think also the people.
Look,
the people they said. They even said it. These are people that are coming to him. Whether they're random strangers or not, he doesn't have a chance to prepare. There's still people that are very openly receptive to this type of information. You know, so they like.
Ask Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew was like, "Dude, I can't." I watch it. Dr. Drew was like, "I can't believe you guessed that, man." This is Dr. Drew. I was like,
I know.
He started crying.
He was close. Then
Can I watch?
What did they do? They talk about his dad.
I think so. I forget.
Yeah.
Then how about this? You know Robin Thicke, the gentleman that died was on right.
Yeah.
He did Robin Thicke. Went to his house.
Champion Coxman.
Yeah,
Robin Thicke was
first team all Dixman.
Champion.
Was he?
Come on.
My wife was all about that.
His son is too, man.
He came on. Oh yeah. Well, that I mean.
First of all, he was a big athletic guy. Played full contact hockey and
full contact hockey.
Yeah.
Beautiful tan.
Yeah.
He was like a Canadian Gracie.
Yeah.
He was like beautiful.
Yeah, I did a TV show with him.
His son's a killer too.
A movie with him.
So check this out. Back to Tyler the Medium.
Yeah.
So the Hollywood Medium. So he went to Robin Thicke. Alan Thicke. Sorry, the dad. Alan Thicke, like a month before he passed away. And you listen to this. He goes, "There's something wrong with your heart." He goes, "You need to get it checked out." And Alan's like, "What?" He goes, "I'm telling you,
I got to see this.
You have a heart condition. You need to get it looked at." And he goes, "I will get right on that." Doesn't look at it. A month or two later, dies of a heart attack.
Come on, dude.
Damn.
How'd they figure that? Tell me that.
I don't know.
Tell me that. You think it's coincidence?
No, but there is a chance that they could have researched him, and if he has a family history of congenital heart disease or something, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but still,
he's a famous celebrity. He's been famous for 40 years. They could easily. I'm not shitting on the guy.
Let's watch this because it'll be. I don't believe it.
Mine. I have to talk about health, and it's kind of health with family.
Dime piece, by the way.
In your family,
his wife.
It's really good to just take into consideration that blood pressure is going to be something that we really have to keep in mind. Now, heart issues, they happen to men. It's not uncommon. But the thing is that, let me see what that is. I don't know.
So he writes like this.
I don't even know where to start.
Look at Alan Thicke.
When it comes to like a family and a gene perspective, it's possible that within your family, there might be multiple men who end up at a later age dealing with blood pressure issues, but also deal with either a heart murmur or heart arrhythmia. But I feel like I have to kind of go to heart, and this kind of correlates with blood pressure. So just kind of keep that in mind. I have a couple people who've kind of came through and acknowledged passing in a bit of a similar sense, and that's almost saying, like, keep in mind your own heart, because there's a man who was very stubborn who passed away, and he acknowledges dying as a result of this heart problem.
That's how Robin Thicke
is,
died.
Don't be stubborn like I was. And the feeling is like, this is a strong guy, he's great, he's lovely, but he was really frustrated at the fact that he neglected this, because this is something that could have been treatable had we
That's
just
exactly how he died, too.
Yeah, I guess.
No.
Damn.
And there's just a feeling of like...
But then again, if he had a history of heart problems, it's probably...
To call it, though?
He acknowledged it in the beginning, though, that he knows that he has a history
family history.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all.
It's a good guess, but he's right. It's
Listen,
a good guess.
I have a very
pretty freaky.
funny.
He's an older man,
Little.
Then he dies months, and he goes, "You need to check on your heart." And he died. You think it's just coincidence?
I do, but it's pretty cool.
If I'm his kid, I'm going to go back and punch that kid.
Yeah,
this kid's good though.
Yeah, he's great. He's
smart.
Listen, he's an incredibly talented personality.
Yeah, he's not a psychic.
Have you seen Long Island Medium? Hold on, Long Island Medium will sell out huge arenas, and in a live crowd will do the readings.
Yeah, my friend
of random people.
But I'm telling you, if you have a receptive audience, it's much different. My wife and I did a podcast with, again, Susan Pinsky used to do this podcast based on psychics and stuff, and we both went in together, and my wife's in there just lapping it up, and of course she's crying, "Oh my God, I can't believe," and I go in there, fully skeptical, and she's like, I'm getting someone talking to me from heaven and warning me about addiction and things like that. I go, what the fuck? You work with Dr. Drew's wife. Like, obviously, and I'm saying, so I was not receptive. Brett Gurwitz from Bad Religion, he also owns and founded Epitaph Records. he has a tremendous story that kind of shed some light on this whole world.
Really?
He was at the height of his addiction in the mid-90s and just a really, really bad drug addict. But he had also, he founded Epitaph Records. And at the time, Offspring's second album, Smash, had just come out, and it was sold like 30 million records. No Doubt came out with the album that put him over the top. So he's making money hand over fist. I mean, he literally was a multi-millionaire in a matter of months. But he was having his serious trouble with addiction. So he goes to, at the recommendation of a bunch of people, they're like, there's this medium, this that can help guide you and get you out of, So he goes, he sits down with the person. And the lady takes one look at a guy who's frail and thin, covered in tattoos, wearing a T-shirt and beat up jeans. And she goes, I know that you're having money issues and it's going to pass, but you're going to have to buckle down and really take a good look in the mirror because your financial issues are not going to end on their own. And he's like, you're so right. And he had, $40 million.
Love that.
Yeah. Very cool.
Well, that's what was her name? Terrible woman. Brown was her last name. What was her? Sylvia Brown. Horrifying human
Was she
being.
the one who was like trying to solve crimes?
Convicted for fraud. And this is so funny how many times she goes, I see your husband, he died in water. And I see a lot of water. And a woman goes, he was burned. She goes, he died in 9/11. He was burned in the towers. She goes, then she goes, wow, I see water. Maybe it was the sprinklers. I don't know.
Oh, hell no.
She's an awful
person. No. Well, like that Tyler Hollywood Medium, when he did the Kardashians, I'm like, oh, here comes the O.J. Simpson shit. Because, remember, Kris Jenner's best friends with Nicole Brown.
Right.
I'm like, here we go, baby. Let's do this.
And Robert worked on the defense team.
Correct.
It'd be sick if he's like, your father's telling me O.J. did it.
Your father's telling me O.J. didn't do it. Here's what you need to do. It'd be the biggest ratings of all time.
Yeah.
Of all time.
No doubt.
All time, man. But we're talking, too, this is hilarious. A lot of people with Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
I was like, why is he dressed like a 1990s doctor, man?
I think
he has more fashion off air than he does when
he's Mr.
When I see him on TV, I'm like, what are we doing?
First off, he's jacked and he wears the black T-shirt and the jeans, not
like
dad
Bruce Wayne.
jeans.
No, like he's like Bruce
good.
Wayne. Yeah.
Off the air. But then I really feel like it's speculation, but he prides himself in a world of like people who put doctor in front of their name and then give advice. Dr. Drew's a practicing physician. He still sees clients.
In Pasadena, correct?
He still sees patients. Yeah. Every week, he's still in there, doing it. And also really, really, really devoted to addiction medicine, which is now going to become probably one of the biggest aspects of medicine in the future because of all the addiction. But either way, he really prides himself on the fact that he became a TV personality kind of by happenstance.
What was his break?
Loveline, the TV show.
Oh, that's right.
With him and Corolla.
That's fucking right.
I did it back then.
You got to understand.
Right.
You got to understand.
I did it 23 years ago.
Damn.
Loveline started as a once-a-week show on K-Rock because every radio station under FCC law has to have at least an hour of community service radio. It's mandatory. If you're on the FM band, I don't know about the AM band as well. I believe. Look, if you're an FCC regulated radio station, you have to do community service. Loveline started as that. They got this crazy wacky DJ, and they hired a medical student at USC who happened to be in Pasadena, where K-Rock was at the time. It was Drew, and they come in and they'd answer questions about drugs and
what a brilliant,
AIDS.
Crazy.
And then next thing you know, it became this thing. And then when Corolla came on, obviously it shot to the roof. So now Dr. Drew's on TV every day. People love the show. He's on the radio every day. And he just kind of accidentally becomes this television guy. But at his core, he's
a doctor.
His top priority is being a doctor. And people, because of his now massive fame with Celebrity Rehab and all this stuff, people can get it twisted. And I think he does makes a concerted effort to kind of always reestablish I'm Dr. First.
And that's why he dresses
like he dresses like fucking 1992 pediatrician.
Yeah. Well, because guys like Dr. Phil and I love Dr. Phil. However, Dr. Phil gives guys like Dr. Drew a bad name because Dr. Phil isn't a doctor and he's acid. Yeah. But then he talks, but he doesn't really give like medical advice, right?
No.
He's more like
he was he was really, really wealthy way before
Oprah.
Yeah, he met Oprah. He was the guy who you would hire who could teach you how to talk to juries. Yeah. So
Sick.
yeah. So he's a really brilliant guy.
No, I know he's smart. He's not
so
a doctor.
when
nonsense.
Oprah said, "Come to Chicago," he goes, "No, you come to me in Atlanta. I'm not going to Chicago." Oprah came, and because she got sued by the cattle industry for going bad on beef, and because beef fell in price, you know, when there was. And so he taught her how to speak to juries.
He punked me.
And then the next thing you know, he basically.
And then she would bring him on the show.
Yeah.
And then Mike and I were talking about this too. Wow, how the fuck did Oprah get so big? Because she recommends a book.
She's amazing.
Starbucks, anything.
Well, if one, she's
also
fucking
amazing.
super
but
talented.
wait, hold on. When you say amazing, why big?
Okay, so as an actress, she's a killer. Like, you don't get better.
Well, she got big. She got the acting roles because she was Oprah.
Yeah, but she killed it.
She killed it.
A lot of people get
But
acting roles
you
for their
can't say
fame. And,
Oprah's inspiring because she's an actor.
No.
No.
Like,
so here's
tell me why.
Okay, I'll
she's so
give you an example.
Acting.
So
doesn't
number
count.
one, Color Purple. I mean, she when you watch her as an actress, I think she studied as an actress. I believe that she wanted to get into show business, but she's a phenomenal actress. But
I get
Quincy
that.
Jones saw her, and Quincy Jones was the one who said, "This girl has got something."
Yeah.
you know. But what really makes Oprah amazing was that she had this newfound sort of success. She had an ability to communicate. And so people just, and she was she cut across all lines, black women, white women, everybody. She was the person that people, and apparently then she said, I need to take this this popularity is a very serious obligation.
Powerful.
Yeah. So I'm not just going to be a talk show host who talks about sensationalist bullshit.
Which she
I'm
was
gonna
doing at the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
She goes, I want a book
In what
club.
way?
I want a book club. She goes, I want people reading. I want to showcase authors. I want to do, and she knew that when she endorsed something, the shit blew up.
Like
so,
never
so
before.
it became the
Weight
Oprah
Watchers.
effect.
She
all
owns a
that
shitload of the
all that
Weight
stuff.
Watchers now.
So it became the Oprah
She's always
effect.
had a weight problem though, right? Something.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's relatability. Too,
I
though.
agree.
You know,
I yo-yo diet all the time.
Sure.
Katie Couric told an amazing story about how Deborah Norville, when she was on the Today Show, that it was a very short-lived experience for her. And the reality was that she was too pretty, that women would wake up in the morning and they didn't want to listen to her.
That makes sense.
And she was too pretty.
Because
and
of
too
course
thin.
things are
And-
easy.
Right.
Are
And
good.
so with Oprah, I think they're in a world. Look, in 1988 or whatever, when her syndicated show started, when she transferred over into being like this mega celebrity, it was unheard of that someone would expose the vulnerabilities and the dark side of their life. We lived in a world of really kind of shiny celebrities that didn't have to deal with TMZ and stuff.
Especially on daytime TV, you're saying?
Right. And she was like, no, I deal with weight issues. I was molested for a long time as a kid.
Yeah.
I grew up in the ghetto. I had a terrible, weird relationship with my mom. I didn't establish a relationship with my dad till my teen. She just
honest.
she just threw it out there,
People love her, man.
And on top of that, she was
I'm a fan, too.
wildly articulate and talented. You know, like that helped. You know,
Very talented. Like when she talks, it's like
She's special. Highly intelligent. Oh, by the way, can act with the best of them.
And did you see her speech? I think was at the Golden Globes. I think whichever one I worked. I remember there was so much pressure on her. I'm like, and even in the pre-show, I'm like, I don't think she's gonna be able to deliver. Like, there's so much expectations. Everyone's like, all right, what's she gonna do? And she just fucking home run out of the park. Like, oh my god, she's so powerful, man. But that daytime TV, like now, obviously she's off. So I guess it's Ellen. Because Rachel Ray for a little bit filled in. Remember Rachel Ray?
Yeah.
Dr. Phil's on there.
I wish Ellen would keep doing stand-up. Ellen was one of the great stand-up.
Well, that's what Brendan and I were talking about before the show. I was
One
like,
of the great
Ellen
stand-ups.
may not be the most relatable to everyone in the daytime audience, but she has such, like, people don't, I guess if you're too young or you're just not that into it, as a kind of like a comedy geek, you realize she has immense comedy credibility.
God.
She's not just someone who was
My
a
buddy
comedian.
directed
Same with
her-
Bob Saget, with Bob Saget, or Bob Saget's a legend, man. But also Bob Saget and then even Howie Mandel. People forget, man. Or like if you're a kid, you know Eddie Murphy as the talking donkey in Shrek or Nutty Professor.
Oh, dude, I went to the Laker game with
geez.
my niece, she's 20 now, but this was Showtime, like not Showtime, but this was Shaq and Kobe dominant
Okay.
Lakers. So this is 2004.
Okay.
And I go to the Laker game with my niece, and she's sitting next to me, and Robert De Niro walks up and is 4 rows in front of us, and I'm like, oh, fucking Bobby D.
Bobby D.
And she goes, Uncle Mike, it's Meet the Fockers. It's Meet the Fockers. And I'm like, oh my God, Travis Bickle is Meet the Fockers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but think about now. If you're a kid now, you're Robert De Niro, like, what the? That's the guy who makes those hacky movies.
That's right.
Like, he's hustling movies now he's making some terrible choices in the movie, you know?
It really does.
It's horrible now to pay the bills.
Bored with being,
to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Do you ever see that? And it sucks what happens. He is that African American girl or whatever, and he's like, and they're like arguing in a restaurant. And he's like, you're the reason I have to do these shit movies because to pay these bills.
Is that a movie he did, or that was true?
That's real. Yeah.
What?
Hey, he got caught on his girl. You're one of the reasons I have to make these shit movies now to pay the bills. Something like that.
Zach Galifianakis.
It's true.
Zach Galifianakis was having his house built here in town, and when they'd have to, they're like, we have to put another wall up here. There's got to be a retaining wall. It's going to cost another $30,000 or $100,000 or whatever. He'd go, now I got to do another shitty movie to afford this. And he would storm off, and the workers thought he was serious.
You can't measure how fucking amazing Bobby D is.
Oh my God!
I was watching Goodfellas the other night.
Oh, dude!
And you're
Casino?
Casino.
God.
Casinos. But speaking of people who punked me, Ray Liotta punked me too.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
What do you mean?
I was at a UTA party, which is like a big agency here in LA. My wife is represented by them, or was, I believe. And it was a Oscars UTA party, and I'm like, fuck, I'm in. Black tie, get to go and hubnub with the best, the biggest. Let's do this. So we go to this party, and I feel wildly insecure about being there because I'm some chick's husband.
Yeah.
I'm not even an actor, or And we're there, and Ray Liotta from across the room makes a beeline for us. I mean, like he's staring at my wife and I with intent, walking towards us. And he goes right in my wife's face. He goes, you're that girl. You're that girl from the show. And she goes, Rules of Engagement? He's like, yeah, you're fantastic. I love that show. I love you. And she goes, oh, thank you so much. It means a lot coming from you. He's like, yeah. And this is your husband, the soccer player.
She thought you were fucking Kelly Ripa.
And I go, no. He thought I was my wife's ex-husband, Landon Donovan.
Oh, shit.
And I go,
Bring up Landon Donovan.
No, I'm the new husband. He goes, what do you do? And I go, I'm in radio. And he goes,
really?
Yeah.
Fuck you, bro.
You know what?
You heard of Love Line?
Landon Donovan's got nothing on you, bro.
Oh, no. He looks like a turd with eyes now.
No. I disagree.
He's not a good looking dude in any fashion.
Listen, I may be more of a dime piece, but
he's a great soccer player.
For an American. Largely considered the greatest American soccer player ever, and I'm not the greatest anything ever. And he made
phenomenal soccer player.
Lots of money.
Dempsey,
and I don't.
Did he play in Europe or something? Or?
He did.
Yeah, he did.
In Munich, and then he came back, but the Galaxy signed him after that, and
he
paid
did
him
well.
Paid him.
He's a stud. He's a stud
money.
for sure. But at looks department, you shitting me?
Well, that's a weird thing, though. I hate to admit it.
How tall is he?
He's
not tall.
Shorter than me, and
5'8", 5'7".
That's good. That's
small
dude.
dude.
5'8", something like that.
I'm such a dick.
He's always been cool to me, though. I mean,
sure.
he's never been like any.
Salary's only $4 million a year. What were you saying though?
Yeah, listen, that only $4 million a year to me is fucking.
No, I'm fucking dick pride size this mic,
and then that doesn't include endorsements in Germany.
You're not helping, bro.
No, we're talking about Landon Donovan.
No, you don't start talking about that stuff. Just
thick beer, from what I hear, thick Foster's can. Yeah, just wreck my wife.
All right.
But
well,
and
my wrists are hot now.
I'm uncomfortable.
I'm horny.
What were you going to say? The whole thing.
What were you going to say though?
Like that
but
name.
there was a weird. I love to say that I wasn't that guy, but when my wife and I first started dating and it became serious, I definitely thought to myself, like, oh my God, I don't make as much money as her by a long shot. She's on a sitcom for
cool, though.
7 seasons or 8 seasons. And then when that sitcom ended, she went on to another network sitcom with fucking Dalia.
I'll be honest with you, dude. If you dated my wife, I would be very happy because you're a man, you're a good guy, and you like when you think about divorcing. And which I do all the time. Just kidding. When you think about
after every show.
When you think about getting divorced, and then your children would have to be raised by another man, you're the guy I would choose.
Oh,
so
God, I feel that's a good call,
right?
It's a very nice thing.
But you are. You're a great guy. You're smart. You're manly.
I would love to just hire you for like 10, 15 years while I'm doing my thing. Just fill right into the big brown house.
I certainly have the schedule to do it now. If you want, you can go and travel
I said I want you on the podcast.
Sell out shows.
I'm very, very free. That's the text I got last.
I see you all over though, man.
Yeah.
Are you working over at Kevin and Bean? Because when I went over,
I was temporarily, but I now do.
I had
nothing.
fun with their with that stand up.
I do Ellis once a week. That's my
You do
employment.
Ellis on what, like Fridays?
Yeah.
Or you just do Ellis on Friday? Do you like doing that?
Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, they're hilarious. Right up your alley.
I like Jason.
So yeah, I love Jason.
Jason's a very, very solid dude.
Very solid.
I worry sometimes that, especially big fans of his, the cartoonish kind of nature of his presence will outshine. He's like a really good guy.
Smart guy.
I say that all the time. Yeah, he's just a solid dude.
And Tully too. Tully's the best, you know.
Yeah, Tully's great as well. Yeah, they're both. It's a solid crew there, anyway.
But
for
like,
you, what do you
like,
want to do? Like when you stop. Well, you've always been doing radio. Like it's not like when Loveline stopped. You just went away.
No, I started
hustling.
doing AM talk political radio, and which was like really exciting to me. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to play at the big boy table. For once, people are not going to look at me as like, oh, funny morning radio guy or like wacky nighttime guy who talks about sex. They're going to look at me as like a broadcaster, and it was cool. But then Trump happened, and it became
wacky,
insufferable. No matter what I said, no matter what I did, and I'm a very middle of the road guy.
Yeah.
What happened?
But I saw you on CNN, right?
Yeah, I would always, because when Drew had the show at HLN, I would go over and film.
I'd see you all the time on HLN. Yeah,
and what happened?
And Drew got fired from that, right?
Well, they shit canned the show
because he said something about I don't know if you don't want me to talk about it. With Hillary Clinton, he goes, she was ill. Right?
I think that had a lot to do with it, but CNN's not going to say that.
He got shafted.
Well, what he said, and then people misinterpreted it too. What he said was, they put out a open kind of her medical protocol, her
file
type of medical conditions, and then also her prescriptions.
Yes.
And he said, in my professional opinion, that's a very odd collection of prescriptions. I wonder what's going on with her. I can't understand in 2000.
What does he think is going on with her?
No, I don't know. He said I can't.
He didn't say.
He's like, I'm not her. She's not my patient. I can't know what's really going on. What I do know is that this readout here is weird. It's very weird. And that
she fainted.
And then
she fainted shortly after that, and then oh, Dr. Drew.
Yeah. And so it just all.
Well, CNN doesn't seem to make a lot of qualms about being very liberal,
right?
And they're almost a mouthpiece for the Democratic Party, as is the Fox for the Republican Party.
For sure.
And I've always been like.
So for you, Mike, though, so you thought you'd do that, kind of get out of the funny late night morning show stuff, and obviously Trump comes along, and then
I just couldn't do anymore. I would come home from work every day, doing 3 hours of radio where people would call and yell at me. I just
really?
could. Yeah,
about what?
Politics, guns, or fucking religion. Man.
Any type of topic you would want to do that would get the phones ringing would. And I like I said, I'm a relatively level-headed guy. Yeah, I'm very moderate in most. I'm pretty socially liberal, but I'm a conservative fella too in many regards. And you talk about guns, I'd say like, yeah, I totally understand the desire to own a gun. I understand why it scared people, but I understand the desire to go out and buy one. Boom,
people
phone.
Freak out.
Oh, how dare you? You have children now. You want? I'm like,
it's very strange, man. Why people can't handle that stuff.
Opposite direction, man. It's like I don't understand how people in 2018
it's religious
can say men can't marry another man. Phone light up. You fucking liberal hippie.
It's religious.
It's very strange.
People have their weird religions. They anchor into sort of like, so when they're defending guns or they're defending something else, what they're defending actually is their tribe, their father, their grandfather, their legacy, being an American.
Very strange.
These things that were very nationalistic. Anything that threatens what they would be considered the American way or the Constitution or whatever it might be. And people identify. When you identify strongly with a tribe or identify strongly with a narrative like a story. Yeah. We all have stories that we kind of align with, right?
Well, even like Rogan always talks about how people like to join teams more than anything. They even beyond the ideology, they just want to be a part of the tribe.
Right.
And I always thought like that's why he and guys like you both have an affinity for fighters and comics, because you're not on a team. No. You know, that you're not
I'm on a bunch of teams.
Right, exactly.
I like
in fact, you're aversive to like, I'm going to sign with this team. You're like, you know, I got to do what's best for me as a fighter.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but fighting and comedy, like, so you have to solve a problem.
Yeah.
Okay? And it has nothing to do with joining a team. You can be a Democrat or Republican. I got to solve a problem, which is I got to go out there and I got to make people laugh.
Yeah.
And the world changes and I got to change with it. So that means I have to be responsive to evidence. I have to be responsive to what's in front of me. I got to be responsive to kind of like the truth of it. And fighting, if you can imagine if you're a fighter and you go, I am only about boxing and I am a purist when it comes to jiu-jitsu. Yeah. That is how I fight all my MMA fights.
I'll do you one better, B. I'll do you one better. I think with comedy and fighting too, you can't be on teams necessarily because you need so much. It takes a village. I mean, it takes, you have to be pretty fucking cool in order to, and be humble to work with this boxing coach and then work and spar with those guys and change and adapt. And then with comedy, if I went in and went, I know, I fucking got it. I'm good. I'm going to do my thing. Well, Comedy Store's going to go, no, we're set. We have more talented guys than you. We're set here. You're not coming in the door. And then when I do get in the green room, I go, fuck all you. I know exactly what I'm doing. Well, then they're not going to help. It's very, so you need these people.
And you know
both
what,
are very
you know what though, but very important too.
Mm.
Also, like with the social media, I used to have this story I would tell myself, and that story was, social media is gross. It's self promotion. It's not. It's a base form of. And all of it was a story I was telling myself.
Yeah.
When I changed that story and I watched like Brendan and I watched Rogan and I watched this, and I was like, wait a minute. This is just a great tool to get my message out there, my voice out there.
You're your own publicist.
This is a great way to, this is a great way to not pay $6,000 to a publicist a fucking month.
We were sitting somewhere and I told Brian, I'm like, dude, the way you, and I remember the look on your face, I went, dude, the way I don't like doing social media. If I had a choice, I would not do Instagram and Twitter, but you have to. You literally have to.
Yeah.
But I looked at Brian and went, you're your own publicist now. You don't need to hire this guy for $6,000. You have this many followers where you can say, I'm going to be here on this date, this. You can make your own silly videos at home. You do whatever you want, man. Or you can hire this guy for $6,000. He's going to get you in this publication, maybe on this TV show. But this can go so much further.
I just
you can get left in the dust if you don't do it.
I was like, no.
I just started like playing the game where I realized it stop saying everyone's Kylie Jenner and it's all fake and it's all this superficial bullshit. No, it's an incredible tool to reach out to millions of people.
But there's some hilarious stuff on there, inspiring stuff. You can get horrible stuff.
Absolutely. But isn't that just like any form of media?
That's
like
life.
You pick and choose. I've used Twitter now solely as a news source.
Me too.
I follow news sites and I use Instagram for my boner. And I follow fighters and like Victoria's Secret models and chicks with fat asses doing squats.
That makes
sense.
That's
it. That's you know, I don't want to follow.
That's what I do. I'm on amazing.
Brian does CrossFit stuff with girls. It's freaking.
Yeah, I like muscular.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, but hold on. So you did that. You didn't like doing the. You didn't like kind of the way it made you feel taking the calls. And then what you're like, all right, I'm done doing this.
Yeah.
And then what?
Nothing really right now. Honestly, like right now, I did the thing where. And Aubrey Marcus really helped me out with this. I don't know him at all.
Really?
In fact, we're going to have him on the Swole Patrol podcast, and it'll be the first time I've ever met the guy.
Good friend.
But he's just so cool. He's such a
great guy.
And he did this like life kind of coaching program called Go for the Win.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, sign up for that. What do I have to lose?
Go for your win, man.
And there was this adage in there about how Vikings would burn their ships when they come to a new land because there was no turning back. We're either going to die here or we're going to fucking conquer.
Yeah.
And I just went down that path. I mean, right now I kind of jettison anything else that wasn't making me happy or wasn't in any way kind of fulfilling a passion. I was lucky enough to have a wife who put a lot of money in the bank for many years on network television. And I just said, like, why would I waste my time doing this? I'm gonna be 40 next year. So this year's all about, I burned that ship. I burned all my, I was admittedly resting on my laurels in radio. I wasn't pushing the envelope. I wasn't trying to.
So where to now?
What do you, ideal situation? Agents friend, you say, we have these three options.
Ideal situation is my goddamn animated show finally gets made.
What's that about?
Yeah, I do that. Like my alter ego is this Cholo from East Los
Angeles. Have you ever heard his Cholo?
No.
And he came with me.
Please do it. You never heard him do this? You never heard him do it on Loveline or anything like this?
I feel like
it's a great character. So your animated series, is this guy?
Yeah. And it happened, he came with me.
That's a good mustache.
Not like they do this fucking reality like based animated shows like King of the Hill, but like with Mexicans, dog.
Mexicans,
about, like,
right. And so
LA and shit,
what's it about? Who are the characters?
It's about me, Rudy Cisneros. Like I'm ready to blow up, show the world like my life, and like East Los like represent full, and like the real thing is, I didn't choose this life, I was born into it, and like the struggle, keep my head on a swivel, full, and they
right. And like, so what do you
this vato Ed Helms, you know Ed Helms?
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
He hit me up. He's like, let's make an animated show about you. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dog.
Okay,
I was like, I saw you in the fucking Hangover with no teeth.
Yeah.
Ed Helms kind of knows what he's doing, man. That's a pretty good co-sign.
Now, what is your name?
My name's Rudy, dog. Nice to meet you. I'm a big fan, dog.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
I watched the Como se dice, the Goldbergs.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, look at you in your short shorts. I look at that meat, that carne you got in your pants. I'm like, damn, dog. It's like full and thick, dog. I'm kind of jealous,
You're from LA, Rudy?
I'm born and raised, dog. I barely ever left. One time I went to TJ with my uncle, but
yeah. So, what do you think you want to say in this animated series? Is it
like Family Guy, but you're Mexican?
It's like more like King of the Hill, fool, because like how like they told a story about West Texas, dog,
Yeah.
And they really brought that world to life for the mainstream.
Yeah.
I want to do that, but like for East Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying? Let people know it's like a colorful world.
No, it is a colorful
and I got
world.
a beautiful wife with a fat ass, And,
wow. Okay.
That's dope. She was getting a little too like fat, like her panza, her fucking fupa was getting.
Yeah.
And she tried
chimichangas or some shit?
She tried like CrossFit and like fucking the Weight Watchers and shit.
Yeah.
None of it worked, so I had to do what I had to do because I see her like at night, she would grab her fucking fupa and she'd be like crying.
Yeah.
So I started putting meth in her food.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like secretly.
You put meth
get a
in
little
her
scante,
food,
I go down to my homeboy Reaper, dog, and he give me some scante, and I put it in her food, and
did it work?
She lost 125 pounds.
That's a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight.
Wow, she must have been a big girl.
What does she weigh now?
She's like 78 pounds. Also, because she chopped off her arm because she thought there were bugs in it.
And, yeah.
So there's like a downside, but
it's a downside.
But effective, you know what I'm saying? Point A to point B. You know
I understand that. There might be a better way to do it, though.
Whatever's dog.
Okay,
I know it's not like.
What do you do for work?
Well, right now, like assistant manager at Jamba Juice in Bocoima,
Okay.
So you come
Jamba Juice,
that's right,
wow.
I got hooked up on like a work release program. They hooked me up at
so
Jamba.
You did some time.
Yeah, no, 15 years. Like that's another like facet. That's what I read about that in the trades, dog. They call it facets. There's another like aspect of the show is like I have to assimilate back to life after.
Well, thank you very much for being on The Fighter and the Kid. We really appreciate it.
Honestly, it's like my pleasure, dog. You know what I'm saying? Hey, can I get some money for gas?
Yes, Chin.
See him out, and Chin will give you cash.
Hey, Chin, you could kick me down a couple bucks, dog.
I got you, dog.
Kick you down.
Got to drive all the way back.
Yeah, no problem.
Good luck, man. What do you need to do to get this animated show done?
It's a very good character.
It's a great character.
That's a
right?
real.
I've been doing it for a while.
Well, Comedy Central sat on it for 2 years, and then they were cool about it, but they let it go. Now Fox Animation has it, but like it's just moving.
What about Netflix?
If they're moving super slow, then something's missing in it.
I know, and I have Ed Helms' production company and Ed personally like endorsing it all the time. And we put the pilot together. It was fucking Fred Armisen, Danny Trejo.
Great.
Damn.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I was like, I thought.
What's missing?
Well, Fox has Family Guy, Simpsons. So they're
it's the Yankee Stadium of animated shows. I mean, Fox is it's the play.
Their table's full, right?
I worry. Yeah, I worry that like I'm gonna go another 2 years of like someone sitting on it.
Do they have the contractual rights to it, or can you yank it whenever you want?
We can shop it to other places, but they get first kind of
rights of refusal.
Yeah.
I had a really interesting conversation with this writer, Brian Edward Hill, who he's fucking so brilliant. And he said he wrote this incredible graphic novel called Postal about a kid with Asperger's syndrome in a town. The town was founded by this criminal, and all the people in the town are criminals, and they live in this town, but there's a code of justice that you have to live by. And I said, you make your
prison,
characters.
but it's a village.
Yeah, I go, you make your characters so fucking. A lot of your characters, they're bad, but as you keep reading it, you realize that they have such a good side. And he goes, well, I've always been fascinated with monsters who are monsters because they're running away from something even more monstrous.
No.
And I went, fuck, man. Like the way writers think, like the different levels of psychology.
With your show, though, is it because like Simpsons, the Fox getting shipped for Abu? Yeah, right. With the guy who does Quickie Mart.
I worked really hard.
So could be maybe because the Mexican angle, like right now, it's a little touchy for us.
Well, I mean, I was writing on it, but I'm by no means like a really credible writer. We hired the head writer is this girl Sierra Ornelas, she writes for like Superstore and other. We got guys who wrote for The Office that Ed brought in. So there's a concerted effort to have like a team of writers that is Hispanic. That makes it huge. Sure. Hispanic, not only Hispanic, it's not just like this broad umbrella. Mexican from LA. Like it's a certain unique kind of perspective.
That might be a trap too. You just want good writers.
I agree. I
reject that. I worry about that. There's this new trend in Hollywood where you got to have the people writing this cultural appropriation. It's a bankrupt idea. As if a Jew, 100%. Lynn Nottage.
But like on Blackish, if it's a black demographic,
you want comedy.
Don't you want black?
Absolutely not. Yes, some of it, but you also want the best writers
all have to be black.
You want the best writers that can write.
Majority.
But you want the best writers that can write the human experience. And a huge part of what makes a show popular is that there are these human through lines that we all glean to. Sure. Then the rest are particulars, right? So you can have a black sensibility where there's a black writer who goes, you know what, actually. That wouldn't really, whatever. But for the most part, take a look at Lynn Nottage. Lynn Nottage is a black woman with dreads, runs Yale's drama department, wins a Nobel Prize for an incredible play called Sweat. And it's basically about white men whose factory is shutting down and they become violent and angry. Yes, there's a black kid in it, but for the most part, you walk out of that play and you go, this black woman just made my heart break for a working class white dude with opioid problems.
Well, I think,
and you go, and but I'm sorry, but art and writing especially is full of people who had nothing to do with the people they're writing about, but they had empathy.
We can relate to it.
And
absolutely, but Francis Bacon never tore a devil, Satan's guts out, and obviously, art is about how
imagination, empathy.
But I do think that you said that art is about representing the human experience, and to say that all people's human experience is the same. I mean,
you don't want a whole group.
A woman's experience is wildly different, and we truly can't.
I don't want a man writing the black.
No, they add
black
value.
American's experience is wildly different.
Yes, they add value. You need very good. If you're going to write a show called Blackish, you're going to write a show about you definitely want a Latino or a Mexican sensibility.
But Brian's saying they don't all have to be.
Sure. I mean, look, Ed's there.
Get the
Ed's
best writers. Just get the best writers.
Like the thing to me was like I wanted to make it as funny as possible and expose stuff that is unique and culturally very unique to that part of the world and to those people who are living this really colorful, amazing lifestyle that I don't think gets exposed often.
Yeah.
On top of that, though, I didn't want to make a Mexican minstrel act. Where that was a concern.
Sure,
especially me because I got a white last name. I didn't come from necessarily like the most authentic barrio, and so for me, I didn't want people to go and like I'm standing on some pedestal poking fun at anything. It was definitely from a level of love and appreciation. It's like I don't think people can understand like. Going to Dodger Stadium, there's a unique sensibility to like those dudes who like the it's different than a Puerto Rican from New York, a Cuban from
different culture
from
different
Florida.
Culture.
It's a unique like that.
Yes.
It's that Chicano like world.
So how long are you gonna wait before you want to get?
I don't know.
It's
but that was what I was saying.
It's tough when it's not in your hands.
That's what started the entire conversation. Is that like I want this more than anything because it means so much to me. But on top of that, like I'm tired of sitting back and thinking like, oh, this is out of my control. No, it's totally in my control. I got Rudy his own Instagram account, starting his own YouTube channel and things, and it's like I'm just gonna start pushing that content. And if someone's not going to catch on to that train, then so be it. I'm going to, keep that train going on my own.
Let Brendan and I kind of get in there and stick our noses, move things around.
That's right.
I mean?
Can you do a Mexican voice if we were, hey, Holmes?
Let's hear it. Let's hear Brian.
Is that racist, Mike?
I haven't worked on my.
No, hold on. Let me try this, B.
I haven't worked on my Mexican,
Yo, do it, Holmes.
I haven't worked on my Mexican.
You do
Let me
Spanish.
try. Let me try. No. I'm from Mexico. Is that good?
That's an Irish Mexican. I dig
Spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on.
I'm not going to take your crap anymore.
You can't do Mexican, huh?
I haven't.
I got you. Finally.
I've never tried it.
I do Asian and Mexican better.
I'd have to think about it, but then I could.
But even Asian, you have to like fine tune.
It's very
you can't
specific,
just say, I do
though.
Asian.
That's a very specific Mexican
I mean, I get, and that's one of the luxuries of coming from the neighborhood I came from. Like, I can hear someone talk and be like, "Oh, she's Korean." That person's Chinese.
Me and Chin went when I was on tour in Australia. Chin went with me, and for whatever reason, well, not for whatever reason, because of the way our world is created. Australia, where it's located, a lot of Asians go there for holiday. A ton. So we went there. We got off the plane. I looked at Chin and went, I'm sorry, am I doing shows in Tokyo? What the fuck's going on?
There's a lot of Asian population too.
There's so much. It was literally.
It's weird because it's an Asian guy. And he's like, "Oh, mate, hey."
I had no idea. Yeah, I'm like,
really?
where the fuck's the kangaroos? Why are there so many Asians? Not that I care, but then I'd hear them talking. I go, Chin, what were they speaking? He'd tell me. I go, Chin, what are they speaking? He'd tell me. And then by the end of the thing, Chin would go, what are they speaking? I'm like, that's Korean. That's Japanese.
Brendan caught on.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool. So there's a big difference.
And
huge difference.
It's like the more that stuff gets celebrated without like Brian said, the cultural appropriation or not even cultural appropriation. That's a bad way of putting it. Where you're just looking to exploit diversity.
Yeah.
I think there's a big difference between like what we need to do. Me Too's really big. Let's make a show about women, and then, you know what I'm like. More so, let's celebrate.
Let's make Ocean 8.
Not inspired. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not
Ghostbusters.
So, but
you
instead
see
of
a lot of that in Hollywood. You'll get it with Hollywood. Like somebody's like, let's do this idea because it's a good idea, and nobody's come up. There's not an individual who's been inspired by an idea. Then they get an idea, not an original idea, but that suits that. Then they hire a bunch of really smart, talented people who've been good at other things around that idea. And then you get a disaster like Green Lantern or whatever.
Right. How dare you? Sorry. Green Lantern with Seth Rogen?
Yeah, it's crap.
Well.
I had a fun time.
I remember I was with a very famous director on Warner
Green
Brothers.
Lantern.
I was on the lot.
Green Hornet.
This might have been the Green Hornet. I'm on the I think it's Green Lantern. I'm on Warner Brothers with a very famous director, and I see these executives on golf cart
George Lucas
driving by. They're like just a bunch of dudes, and they're just like this. They got tight faces, and I go, and my buddy goes, "Hey guys," and they go, "Hey," and I go, "Who are they?" And he goes, "Oh, that's the Green Lantern group, and they are things aren't going very well with that. They're going to try to save the movie." They were like driving to the screen.
Green Lantern was Ryan Reynolds. Green Hornet was Seth Rogen.
Green Hornet, yeah.
I loved Green Hornet.
I think it might have been Green Hornet. I don't know what it was.
How
did these movies do?
I think this one bombed.
I think he bombed.
Yeah, but here's the thing: we never know because it may have bombed here and then it did $9 trillion in China and Russia.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that movie.
Not really in this case, because otherwise they would have made another one.
Right, but that's always the weird thing when you see like movies like Red with Helen Mirren and Bruce Willis.
Oh yeah,
I go, they needed to make another one of those, but then you realize internationally it did.
Bruce Willis still has cachet.
43% on Rotten Tomatoes. I tell you what, I like that movie.
I didn't see it.
There's shitty movies I love and I stand behind.
Me too, like Jack and Jill with Adam Sandler.
Yeah, fuck yeah. You know what I watched the other day? Laugh out. I don't care what anyone says. You Don't Mess with the Zohan is fucking hilarious.
Agree.
Adam Sandler?
People want to give Adam Sandler shit. So Zohan, ridiculous. What's the other movies he's been doing? He did the one with Jennifer Aniston. where they fake it with like they're married and they go to Hawaii.
Oh, Schwarzenegger's insane in that movie.
He's hilarious in that movie. Schwarzenegger's ridiculous in that movie. Then he has another movie with it's Just Go With It, ridiculous. Grown Ups, good time.
These are all good movies.
In Africa, fucking great. Ridiculous 6, pretty fucking good. That's My Boy.
None of them though. Like the high end of the altar is Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore.
How can you beat that though? Everyone wants to hate on him.
Yeah.
But That's My Boy, phenomenal movie. Wedding Singer, great.
That's a stretch.
That's My Boy's a good movie.
My Boy was on the lower end.
Oh, he's hilarious in that. Big Daddy, probably his biggest moneymaker ever. It was Big Daddy. You know that?
Really?
Yeah, Big Daddy was his biggest blockbuster. I'm pretty sure. Big Daddy was his biggest. Wedding Singer, fucking killer. Waterboy, killer. Zohan, great. Wow. Jack and Jill, great.
No, I bet you the Grown Ups movies were bigger. Those made huge money.
Oh, dude, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. Oh, come on. Longest Yard? Anger Management?
I got caught beating off to I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Oh, really? Which part?
There's a part where
Jessica Biel in her undies?
And I was like, thank you, sir. And I got possessed by this need to jerk off. And my ex-wife walked in on me.
How'd that go? Did she look like Jessica Biel? Probably not.
Yeah, my ex-wife's super hot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Would we know her?
No. She's just like, she was a waitress at Katsuya. So you might know her because you were eating at Katsuya.
She still work out there?
I don't think so.
Well done, Mike.
Thank you.
Little Nicky got a lot of shit too. I didn't mind Little Nicky. Pixels, rough. I'll give you that. Pixels was rough. Pixels sucked. Mr. Deed's good.
No, but
man.
You guys have been a real inspiration to me. Not only with Rudy, by the way, at Kulo Breaker on Twitter and Instagram.
Love it.
Go find Rudy. But with this new podcast with Dr. Drew, like we started this out of. He has these other wildly popular things with Bob Forrest that are talking medicine and they're talking life, all these other kind of interesting things that Drew could dive into. And I hit him up about the idea of he's legitimately really into physical fitness and he's super buff and he is a physician and he understands mental health, to a much larger extent than most people. And I said, let's really do this. We're both passionate about it. Let's go for it. And I thought to myself, like, I want to follow the fighter and the kid model of putting all our effort into it, not asking for help, not needing any massive corporate sponsor to get behind us, not whatever it is. It's like from the ground up, you guys did this. You got a following and you built it and you did all the social media on your own. You did and you pushed it and the merchandising and everything. Like You always had your shit together right from the start. You had a vision of what it was going to be, even when it was just getting started, and like when you guys were back at Fox and you're having me as a guest.
True that.
Like you.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's been a while. How long are we doing this? 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
5 fucking years.
In your garage, man.
And I met you 7 years ago. Are you kidding me?
No, we're getting old.
Dude, you were a baby.
What's Brendan's hog look like?
He's got a piece on him. He does well. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
Not mad at it at all.
Because I'm kind of mad at Drew's. It's.
I know, but everyone says, I'd love to see that hog, man.
We sword fight.
He's got a piece on him?
Does he send you dick pics?
No, but
he doesn't seem like the type.
Drew's got a dick, huh?
Cal and I sent each other dick pics here and there.
I sent him I was the first guy to send you a dick pic. You and Tony Jeffries.
Oh, that's right. You were fresh out of the shower.
Yeah, a little. No, but I think it was he was half mass.
Half mass.
Took a picture of just my feet, my piece hanging.
Yeah.
And and you were rightly impressed. Let's do some current events.
Yeah, let's do some current. I forgot we had current events.
Let me go take a piss.
I got pissed too. Let's take a break for current events.
Mike's putting his mustache away.
What do you got, Chin?
The first one is about the UFC. So this is from Variety, and apparently ESPN and Fox Sports.
How do you not call current events chin music?
Well,
take it on the chin with Chin.
There's so many different names.
Chin music.
Chin up. Chin up, eyes down.
I'll just be quiet over here.
All right, so ESPN and Fox, this is just according to sources.
Down. Yeah.
What's that?
Chin down. Go on.
Chin down. Sweet chin music, I heard so many times.
Sweet chin music good? Yeah. Chin chins.
Chin chins.
Double chin. Restaurant as well.
Alrighty.
Chindingo.
One of the toughest guys on the planet.
Huh? What? Chin is?
No.
Chin's pretty tough.
Roy Thomas.
It's weird for I to pick a picture of Roy Nelson, who doesn't fight in the UFC anymore, as their front page picture.
So anyways, UFC is supposed to look for a new TV deal since the Fox one's ending this year. Apparently Fox Sports and ESPN are both bidding to work together for that deal.
Yeah, it doesn't say how much it's going to be, though, is it?
Says Fox is currently paying $120 million, and they would end up paying $200 million for this deal.
Ooh.
And then ESPN would be paying.
So this is what we thought. It's weird. It's like someone called this. So it's so what they're doing is basically doing what other sport leagues are doing. Where the NFL's on Fox, on CBS, it's on ESPN.
Diversify.
It's on all the not one channel owns it. And then what they're going to do is, so ESPN, let's say ESPN put all, they would have their group of fighters, kind of like boxing has, so ESPN might have Khabib, Holly Holm and Cyborg, and then Fox would have Tony Ferguson, Amanda Nunes.
You know what it is? It's WWE's model.
Correct.
Raw has a certain stable, and the other I'm not that familiar, but like the Sunday night shows have a certain stable, and then the Monday night have their own fighters, and
SmackDown.
And SmackDown has their own. Yeah.
It's smart. Yeah. I mean, it makes. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, it's just that, the ratings have been down. I think they need to do something. I think the experiment with Fox has kind of been a bit of, a blunder. It's not on Fox's, play. It's not on all their fault. The UFC's had a little bit of a downslope with their stars and stuff like that. Yeah. But it's also just oversaturated. Like the market's just oversaturated. Like people are like, all right, man, we got it. Yeah. But and people want to, look what boxing, there's boxing on Wednesday night, stuff like that. I know mixed martial arts doesn't have that same fan base, really, where the hardcores, I'll watch shit. You put it on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to see it all.
I am too. I'm that passionate a fan, but even I find myself going like, another fight card, okay.
Especially if it's a pay-per-view and they do 3 in a row and it's kind of a weak card. I'm like, fuck, man. $70 here, $70 there. Yeah. It's like...
Matt Hughes was on Joe Buck's show, Undeniable, and he was saying the same thing. He said there was something special about when I was fighting. You really got a chance to highlight 10 guys.
It was an event.
And it was an event.
It was like a Super Bowl. Yeah. And that's what they needed. I saw what they leaked like a few days ago. I talked about on Below the Belt, where they talked about selling all of it to ESPN, and ESPN would do, UFC would do 6 pay-per-views a year, which those 6 pay-per-views are fucking... They're Super Bowls, and we can market the shit out of it, and it's the best of the best, and it's stacked. Yeah. The other ones are good. It's like ESPN would get good fights, but those pay-per-views, it's an event, man, where everyone comes to the house. We're getting 3-4 million buys every time, and it's just fucking, it's the thing to do. That's what they need to get back to, because now you're not the NFL, you're not the NBA, you're not MLB, where we have to see it. It's like, well, it's fighting. If I don't know his story, like if boxing on ESPN on Tuesday night, if I don't know the guys, he might be world champion. I don't know who he is. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Also, you don't have the luxury of having team followings.
No.
Like I still, the Lakers are fucking trash, and I got to watch.
You still fucks with them.
I still watch, 30 Laker games a year just because I have a team affinity. Even if you have your favorite fighters, you're not going to necessarily follow them just because they're on a $60 pay-per-view. No. I mean, that's a big leap.
What else you got, Jen? Hopefully it works out.
Oh, one quick thing. I don't know if it's your pet peeve as well, but when you watch the Fox shows, how there's like so many different channels you have to go through? There's FX, there's FS1, FS2. It's a problem.
And it's like for the delay because of NASCAR.
Then it goes to another channel.
It's on FXXX square 7.
I hate that.
Where the fuck's that channel?
Yeah. All right, so you posted this, Brendan. Triple G. Have you guys seen this commercial?
No.
Oh, it's a great commercial. Throwing shade at Canelo.
He's so badass.
Get ready for this. I had to repost this.
Superhuman power requires a special ingredient.
He's eating steak.
And it's called hard work.
That steak with hashtag no draw.
Dude,
no
he's
draw.
eating that fucking steak.
Eating Mexican meat.
Isn't that great? You buy the Mexican meat
Fuck no.
Who does?
Fuck no.
I'm more mad at him for slandering tacos. Fuck
Although there was a NFL lineman who did prove that he ate enough Mexican meat on his vacation that he did test positive for clenbuterol.
There's a few guys.
Do you think that Canelo was eating meat?
Oh, I don't know. I don't buy it at all. This will just be a phase. Of course, Canelo's on shit. This will just be a phase. Yeah. We'll get over it. The rematch, they might throw some shade at Triple G, or Triple G might throw shade at Canelo and be like, "Well, you're on steroids." All right, cool. And then the rematch will be huge, and we all forget about it. It's sports. Who gives a fuck? Oh, really? Oh, a guy was trying to cheat? Oh, crazy. Yeah. Oh, it's the highest level of boxing in the world. But of course.
Yeah, especially, clenbuterol, it's not exactly going to, it's not going to change.
No, it's not like he got caught with Deca needles in his ass at Gold's Gym. It's clenbuterol. It's not a huge deal.
I never even found it useful. I use clenbuterol.
It speeds up your metabolism, right? It just makes you sweat and burn. But if you're trying to cut weight, it's huge.
It's great, but you still have to diet hard. You know what I'm saying?
You still have to be a really good boxer.
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah.
No, but even to cut weight, it's not like
It's not like you cut down to 154 pounds.
Well, I've fucked with some with Cytomil and other thyroid manipulators. Okay. That shit works. That shit you literally can be lenient on your diet and you're dropping weight.
Oh yeah.
Clenbuterol.
What was that called?
Cytomil or T3.
Hey, take it easy. Don't tell him this shit.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. He doesn't get.
Is it healthy
anyway?
No.
What's it do?
It increases thyroid output.
That can't be healthy.
Not a good idea.
My ears.
Well, it was designed for people who are hypothyroid. Like if you have some condition like Hashimoto's.
It speeds it up, but you lose a ton of weight doing it.
Normal,
and you can eat whatever you want.
No, but you can definitely not be. You don't have to be bodybuilding dieting to see results. Whereas with clenbuterol, you still have to diet. I'm always like, well, fuck it, I might as well.
I know, but with Canelo, he's already dieting and he needs to get down even more. So you can see why you do it.
You know for sure he's dieting, and he's training like crazy. So
but this just gives it a little boost.
A little boost, yeah.
People think, he's diet. That's why he has knockout power. No, Clen's not going to make him jack.
No, he's not. Clenbuterol is not winning fights. Now, if he was fucking with the right steroids, it definitely could be. It could be
there's a few guys give you some knockout power.
Right. There's the people. I think if there's more understanding of certain drugs, there would be for instance, like John Jones, the John Jones situation. Listen, what he got caught with, even if it wasn't trace amounts, which has been proven to be
microdosing,
he's not head kicking fucking Daniel Cormier to death because of what he's taking.
No, the PEDs aren't helping him be the greatest fighter of all time. Right. It's really not.
Yeah,
it's actually hurting him.
Now
he'd be even better without it.
Probably. Now 500 milligrams.
Even Gustafsson goes, the stuff he's taking, it doesn't fucking matter. He doesn't need it. He's like he's such an animal. He doesn't need that stuff.
Now 500 milligrams a test and some Trenbolone a couple times a week. It definitely helps Barry Bonds smash home runs.
Well, yeah,
no ifs, ands, or buts.
If you're on that speed stays.
If you're on that Vitor Belfort testosterone diet where you're 14 times higher than natural man. Yeah, of course it's going to help you wheel kick.
That doesn't look good when you come off it.
I cannot wait for him to go to Ryzen, which is
it's going to be the best.
Him versus Krokop, looks so terrible when he comes off it.
Both of them with Bane masks on, just pumping it in as they fight, just pumping it into their bodies.
Yeah, because in between rounds, when he had to get off it when USADA was there. Did you see his body back then?
It's unbelievable.
I was like, he's
the best example of a need for hormone replacement therapy.
But another example of it doesn't. It does help, but you do still have skills is over him.
Yeah,
he was juiced to the fucking gills and was like, it's just steroids. He gets off steroids, still number one in the world.
Right,
pretty fucking good.
But I do think it helps your chin. I don't have a lot of scientific.
Rogan and I were talking about this. I don't know what it is. I don't know the science behind it, but there's something about when you're on test, guys can take shots that they can't when they're off of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know if guys are fucking.
I wonder if it has something to do with split second reaction time.
Steroids don't have to react.
So as you get hit, the difference probably between this, the difference in this and that, could
steroids aren't going to help with that. Testosterone is not going to give you fast reaction time, but
it doesn't.
No,
growth hormone will.
Maybe, but the thing is with testosterone, maybe it strengthens the muscles in your neck.
Does it make you more aggressive though? So you tend to be you're more willing to step into the shot as opposed to pull back?
I don't think so. Those guys are aggressive anyways. I think if anything, maybe it's strengthened because it's strengthening something where you can eat bigger shots.
That seems the most reasonable. Is that
it's not reaction.
The face, the mouth. Yeah, you got a lot of muscles.
Because you could be John Cena has a buff face.
Yes.
You know how dudes have buff face? I wonder if that
like Mark Hunt's never touched a steroid in his life.
No.
You just take a shot.
Yeah.
Well,
but then you look at like
he's
Bigfoot.
Samoan.
You look at Bigfoot Silva, who needed testosterone just to live, right? Because he had thyroid and he had giantism. And when he got off of it, guys were like, and he'd get knocked out. But then when he's on it, he's one of the greatest heavyweight fights of all time.
He's truly a fucked up situation. Like he should get an exemption. If he has a
should he though, or if you have to? Well, but look how good he is with it. With testosterone, like he's a fucking one of the best of all time.
Yeah,
you know he's top 10. He beat.
I just feel bad that
Monster.
He was legitimately born with something that prevents him from having normal.
Me too.
Then maybe
hormones.
he shouldn't compete.
Maybe he shouldn't be a fighter
because it is unfair. Because look off of it.
Still was never a champion. Still got beaten by guys.
I just like it, I wonder when the day comes that they make illegal smart drugs. You know, people are going to start seeing it in their own lines of work where you're going to, like, if you can take something that's going to make you...
Like a limitless pill?
Right. And people throw shade at athletes for doing this, but you know what I'm saying? Like
Adderall amongst entertainment riders?
That's a good point. No, yeah.
Adderall is your PEDs. Adderall for riders, comics.
Medical school? If you're in medical school...
I've never done Adderall, but I might.
No, I
can't.
need a downer. I need you to shut the fuck up.
You don't know.
Have you ever taken Adderall?
No.
I took it in college. Everyone's like, dude, if you need to bust out this project, take it. And I took it, and I was like, all right, I'm kind of in the zone. And someone came in like, hey, what are you doing? And then I talked to them for fucking an hour and got no work done. Talking like where they're from, their
that'd be a
family,
problem for me.
fucking...
But
PEDs in entertainment, in comedy, in writer's room, whatever you do, cocaine, those uppers.
What about action stars? I laugh so hard that people like they get so angry at athletes for using steroids. I was like, what do you think every fucking expendable is pumping into their?
Do you know the budget for expendables? They're like, all right, yeah, this is all fine, but the budget for steroids is insane.
Right.
Like, well, yeah, everyone's older.
And not even like the giant buff, you know, The Rock and stuff. I'm talking about like guys who
Sylvester Stallone
just want that's a different. He's 60 years old.
He has to not wear those
God bless him.
berets, though, in that.
No, I'm talking about like the Ryan Reynolds or the people who have to look sick. You have to have the six pack on camera.
Tom Hardy in Warrior.
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, you got to be kidding me.
He was more juiced in that than he was as Bane. But you know what?
Shredded.
I want my actors doing that.
I agree.
Like you're in a role. Like to play Batman, Ben Affleck had to get jacked. Your boy, who's your boy? Your boy in American Sniper.
Bradley Cooper.
You have to bulk up, bro.
Yeah.
You're lifting all these deadlifts. Why not do it? Oh my God! Look at his fucking traps.
I was on that movie, so.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
You were dominant in that movie too.
A lot of time
You're a
with Tom.
Dominator.
Yep,
I loved it.
What's he like?
What is
Great
Tom?
guy.
Is Tom the greatest actor in the world right
Great
now?
guy. Yeah, he's amazing.
He's one of them.
And why does he always have a mask on in every fucking movie?
Tom Hardy
Venom,
is a great actor.
Mad Max,
Yep.
Bane.
He's a special dude, but he walks around at 140 when he's not.
140.
Acting.
Oh, he's a small dude.
Yeah, he's not a big guy.
Also a former crack
There he's
addict.
170 something.
Loved crack.
Was he crack?
Handsome.
Oh, I got one for you. You know he's a rapper. You know he kind of wanted to be a rapper. There's an actual album out of Tom Hardy rapping.
No.
Hit it.
He's a very talented
DJ,
guy.
hit it. He's so goddamn talented. He's also had a nose job. Did you know that?
Did not know that.
Nothing wrong with taking some off the beak. Tom Hardy
free as
raps
fuck.
free as fuck. Hit it. Oh, you motherfuckers didn't know.
I didn't know.
Tom
I didn't
Hardy wanted to be a rapper before he made it big.
He's got classic good looks, though.
Handsome devil. Set of DSLs.
I think if I had to switch teams, he's my number one choice.
He's your number one? See, I'd fuck Ryan Reynolds.
I'm going
I love Ryan
Idris
Reynolds.
and Tom Hardy.
Idris, who you going?
I got Tom Hardy and Ryan Reynolds.
I'm going to
Daniel
have Idris gape
Day-Lewis.
my asshole.
You'd fuck Daniel Day-Lewis?
Oh, I'm saying actors-wise. Oh, good looking, you mean?
No, if you were
talking-
playing for the other
I'm
team,
turning
if you're
gay.
sucking dick, I would go Ryan Reynolds, number one. Tom Hardy's too small. I'd suck some rock dick.
Yeah, but
turn that up for me.
But I bet you he's getting nasty in the bed. Tom Hardy's getting crazy. You know there's going to be some wacky shit going on in the bedroom.
Are you mad at this track?
Never seen the sunshine in the shade. It's sides of slavery. You never made me.
It's better than half the Lil fill in the blanks that are out now with tattoos on their face that just mumble.
Little Uzi, little...
He's a talented
Little Yachty,
motherfucker.
little...
you know who's
Tekashi
talented as
6ix9ine.
fuck rapping? I'm just dropping knowledge on you fucks. You know who's talented as
Stupid.
fuck rapping? Shia LaBeouf.
He is?
Dude, bring up Shia LaBeouf on with Sway in the Morning.
He's talented, man.
Oh, no. Wait till you see this.
Talent.
So Sway in the Morning has rappers come on, and he allows them to freestyle and then they judge it, right? So he's had all the big names on. Shia LaBeouf goes on there, goes on a freestyle, and, and Sway's like, dude, I've had like legit rappers on there. They
the greatest in the world.
Well, okay, watch this. Oh, he didn't write anything, so get ready. Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, but
who's my favorite actor?
Really?
He's my favorite actor.
Sway.
Look at all the big
turn
names
this
on
up,
there.
man. I can't hear shit.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
please fucking turn it up,
first.
Chin.
Let me find it.
All right. Something faster after this, though, yeah? Okay.
Where's he from?
This is all freestyling.
Listen.
Like Silver Lake.
Yep.
Get ready, get set, this a meme. This is wild, this a childhood dream. I'm that guy though, all pride yo. Do my thing and stack ride though. I'm at White Oak, the gun club, I mean One Oak. That's a dumb club. I don't go there, but I get dumb love. Legend bitch, trash you heard, that's all alleged bitch. Plagiarist, stay making shit. Greatest gifts come from painful shit. Truth is, I'm a true G. Only white kid with big in the Coogee tatted to me. And Tupac too. And Missy on my 2 knees, dude, please stop asking about my tats like some groupies. Whenever the truth's required, I'm hired. I'm the go-to guy for fire. When the truth's not needed, I beat it. I come from La Migra, streets kid, I'm gyro. Why's he acting up, backing up when the trash is up? If it's trash, I'ma pass the buck. Tell me why though, cause I'm testing me for the best of me. Trying to ensure this legacy. Geico. Talk shit, I pop up, I'm popping these, popping G, popping C, I get you high as poppy seeds. Copy me, you ain't Heather Knox and me. Roger me, check me. Evidently, kid is transcending. God damn, it's a hell of a day.
Let me explain to you guys all something. He wrote this.
It's a dream,
but it's good.
Sir, I'm the belle of the ball. Never thought my rhyme style was eligible. Rhymes are negligible, unintelligible.
So you have to go with all the different.
It's
beats?
really good, but he did write this.
Yeah, I agree. But
this is not.
It's
not
way better than I could have ever assumed.
How crazy is that, though?
It's very good, though.
Little fact about Shia LaBeouf. His father was a meth addict clown.
Yeah.
And called him Honey Boy.
I did not know that.
And now Shia LaBeouf's playing his father in the movie of himself.
I did not know that.
He used to. His parents would like they were like gypsies. They used to go sell stuff at like the Rose Bowl swap.
He's a
meet
very talented mother.
He's crazy. He's
an out there cat.
We have
They're crazy, right?
I've heard, with the same agency, I've heard stories about him. Like when he was doing that movie, what was the movie he did with Tom Hardy? Where the brothers,
the brother, yeah,
that was a good
Virginia.
Movie. That was a good movie. Crime Family,
a phenomenal movie.
Gosh, yeah.
Movie.
Oh my God, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Anyways, when he was doing that movie, he thought it'd be better if he had a tooth missing. So he went to 20 different dentists. Lawless. Yeah. He went to 20 different dentists to try and get this tooth removed.
What?
And they wouldn't do it. They're like, no, we're not fucking removing a healthy tooth.
Yeah, he's
just so into the character. He's crazy. He's a little bit crazy.
Well,
that's what makes him so
he's
talented.
Out there cat, yeah, for sure.
I think he's so talented, man. Doesn't get enough credit because of maybe the Disney accolades or whatever.
No, I think because of the off-camera.
It's also
wackiness.
the way he looks. He looks a little bit like he doesn't look as tough as somebody like Tom Hardy.
I don't look at guy. I don't like Jared Leto because he's tough, Brian. I don't think anyone looks at Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't think anyone looks at Leonardo DiCaprio because he's tough.
Because he plays tough characters.
But Jared Leto had to fight against his Jared Leto-ness. I mean, finally now people admit they're like, "Fuck, he's an amazing."
No, he still hasn't breaking through.
But
he hasn't because he's so pretty.
Jared Leto,
he's so pretty. He's so pretty.
He's an intimidating.
Yeah, until recently,
he won an Oscar
for a long time. Yeah. Like when he was on
Joker,
when he was on with a Fight Club and stuff. People were like, "This fucking
Jared
kid
Leto's
with
on Fight Club."
Hair.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's the beautiful guy that I'd.
Oh, that's right.
I wanted to destroy something beautiful.
That's right.
And he, as good as he was, his beauty kind of always was something he had to fight against because people.
The movie where I really realized where he became undeniable to me was American Psycho.
Who?
Jared Leto. He was Paul Allen.
Dude, Dallas Buyers Club?
Well, I mean, that was way down. I had already, Lord of War and stuff had happened.
Lord of War, he's fucking amazing.
I was watching that recently, and I was just blown away by how he acts circles around Nick Cage.
Dude, they're not even the same planet in that movie.
Nick Cage may be the best worst actor in the world.
They're guns.
Jared Leto is very fucking.
Oh, and 30 Seconds to Mars. Oh, his album. It's only the biggest album in the world.
He got mad at me.
But look how beautiful
he got really mad at me because I wouldn't tell him who does my teeth. Because I go, no one. I was like, I don't. These are my teeth. I don't know. I brush them. I don't know what you mean. He's like, fuck you, dude. Tell me. It's like where'd you get those veneers? And I was like,
he's such a good looking guy.
He's impossibly. He's
42, 44.
There's guys that.
No, he's 46.
There's
40,
plenty of guys that come on,
right.
radio shows or TV shows that I've been on where I go, oh, that's a good looking guy. Then there's dudes, and it's only happened twice, where I'm like, this is uncomfortable.
46.
You're intimidatingly good looking.
Yeah, he's intimidating, but how talented he is, you're like, what the fuck? His voice when he sings, his acting, and then he's I think he might be the only dude who's literally sponsored by Gucci. And just, hey, Jared, here, if you're listening to the show, let me just, I love you, man.
Not Gucci Mane?
You're my spirit animal.
Does Gucci Mane not get
He's
automatic?
definitely not. Nope,
Okay.
definitely not. Jared Leto is, though. The owner of Gucci loves Jared Leto. And Jared, I love you.
But look at his face.
I'll kill
Like,
for
look
you,
at how
man.
great he is.
I'll kill for you. However, just because Gucci makes it doesn't mean you have to wear it.
That's a good point.
Like, he puts all this shit on. It doesn't match. He has a scarf. He has a Gucci hat, coat, these slacks, these shoes.
Yeah, but I think there's
That's his
certain
style?
people. There's certain people, and Brendan, you would know about this more than anyone. There's certain people that have been established as style icons, and then they just go, "Watch what I can do," and people will go, "Oh,
Willow Smith,
Pharrell." Pharrell
Smith.
the other day wore Muay
Look at him there.
Thai. Pharrell wore Muay Thai shorts in the streets.
He did.
Check.
Bring this up.
I'm not kidding.
I saw it. See, Pharrell goes, oh, everyone's going to do that. I'm going to do like Jaden Smith. I'm like, bro, you're wearing a dress, bro. That's a dress. That doesn't count.
Hate on him all you want, but you know who is successful at that is Kanye. Kanye can shift an entire
dad, the hat I'm wearing. So Kanye brought dad hats back. Yeah. He brought jeans, stonewashed jeans.
There it is for training.
Sweatshirts.
But the Muay Thai shirts are for training, dude.
I don't think he's not taking low kicks, bro.
No, break his leg off.
I want to see Robin Van Boosmelen kick him once.
So you know who? Although white kids are influenced by Kanye and Yeezy and stuff like that, you know who's the white Kanye who influenced mainly older, like 30, I'd say 30 and older men for fashion.
Hold on, let me guess.
The white Kanye? Hold on.
30-year-older.
Hold on.
There's two of them, but there's one where if you pay attention to style, like people go to his Instagram and see what he's wearing, and then websites will flag what he's
Bradley
wearing.
Cooper?
Eminem?
No. God, fuck no,
Hold
boys.
on. Okay, is he older?
He's older.
Beckham.
He's not super old.
Beckham.
No. Although he's one
That's
of
a
them.
solid choice, though.
Solid choice. That was closer.
Oh, shit.
One, I forget his name, so you have to Google him, but he's... I'll give you the first one while he goes. So, Jeff
Riff Raff.
Riff Raff. I love Riff Raff. I'd love to get him on the show. No,
he's awesome.
Who's
He would
Jennifer
totally do the
Aniston's Jennifer Aniston's boy that just broke up?
Justin Theroux.
Justin Theroux.
Yeah.
Justin Theroux's like the white Kanye. Like, you look at his fashion, the YSL boots and the jeans. He started that. The white T-shirt.
Handsome guy.
Oh, really? Yeah. So those are YSL
He's a
boots.
little man,
You know
but he's
those
shredded.
YSL boots you make fun of me for?
He's little?
Yeah, he's small.
He's very little.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's super
He's
little.
married to Jennifer Aniston, right?
Not
He's
anymore.
small.
They broke up single. Hey, so you see those YSL boots he's wearing? You make fun of me for?
Yeah.
He's like that's his shit, man. He's the guy. So it's him. It's this Justin Theroux guy and Ryan Gosling. So Ryan Gosling, when he wore the peacoat with a white shirt, just a white V-neck, peacoats like sold out instantly.
Yeah. Look at that.
I'm more. If I had to choose, like
His style's pretty
A-list, really respected athletes, or excuse me, really respected actors. I'm going Hardy over Gosling any day.
I hear
As far as fashion?
No, as far as just like who I choose.
I hear
I'm saying as far as
Justin
fashion.
Theroux's a great guy, like really
too.
cool.
My wife
funny.
did a
fucking
pilot with him,
awesome.
and she has nothing but the most amazing things.
great
to say.
guy. I hear he's
Super eclectic, smart, funny.
Yeah, best fashion in the game. If you
He
need some
does.
fashion
He
tips,
does,
B,
too.
The problem
he's
is-
older
Am I too old to wear
No,
that
not at
stuff?
all.
No, well, you could do it because you have the physique.
Yeah, you're small like him.
No, I meant
saying,
you're
Like
in
I
good
can't
shape.
pull that off.
But don't say I'm small like
No,
him.
I'm saying like I'm too big. Like
I know, but say
I
I'm
get a
medium.
leather coat. I go. I'll go to All Saints and get that. Put on.
No, but say I'm
Look like a
medium.
bouncer.
Say I'm
Sausage
medium.
boy,
Say I'm
yeah.
medium.
Saucy
you
boy.
Fuck. Ooh, look at that.
That's a
Dude, I'm gonna
dope
start
look.
dressing like that. I look like Justin. You said it.
No, I didn't.
You just said it, man.
You wish you had his hair so
I
bad.
do wish I had his
How
hair.
old is he?
Probably.
You see how all this says
I'm gonna
like
say
7
46.
fashion tips from Justin. All this Justin shit.
Justin Theroux also 46, just like Leto. I'm saying, come on now.
There we go.
44.
Oh,
Good job.
Nice job.
See, he's setting the fashion trends for guys like you.
I know. I'm only 5 years older. I can do that shit.
Look at his beard, B.
Yeah, I just don't have the energy.
but
anyway.
you have the body to do it. You know,
I have a great body.
that's the thing is like
Check the bomber jacket.
The limiting factor to his fashion is that you got to be shredded to dress like that.
You could dress like that. You're fucking
dude,
shape.
my
I can't dress like that.
My shoulders are too big.
I try, even though I have no business dressing like that. Literally, my wardrobe is similar to his, but I'm too fucking thick.
I like you in this kind of stuff.
Thanks, man. But I don't wear my tattoos on stage.
But why? That looks good on you. That shit.
Thanks, bro.
You should not be afraid to show off your body.
like I like the like golf punk thing. You know, where you look like you're all kind of prepped out, but there's an edge to it.
Yeah.
You're
a big, strong kid. What's next? You big, strong kid. What's
I
next?
educate the fuck out of you guys, didn't I?
You BSK. You're in BSK. What's next?
Big, strong kid.
Yeah,
Perfect transition rap. So Kendrick Lamar, he won a Pulitzer Prize for his music, which doesn't happen.
I heard. That's crazy.
Kid out of Compton.
I got to get involved in this. A Pulitzer Prize?
Has music period ever won?
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
jazz.
Jazz and classical music.
Blood in the
Never
Field. I
anything
think Blood
outside
in the
of
Field.
that.
Not even like Bob Dylan and shit?
Yeah,
No,
Bob Dylan.
There was
won.
like a citation
He got
along
a
with
Nobel
it.
Prize. Yeah.
So he won in a way, but not a real
Well,
one.
Bob Dylan won a Nobel Prize, didn't he? For
I'm not sure.
literature or something.
Kendrick Lamar. God, what kind of... Do you stop doing like collabs with like Gucci Man and Little Uzi? What you in a fucking Pulitzer? You're like, what?
Yeah.
No, there's no more of that, homeboy.
Prize, man.
There's no more of that. I want a Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah, you're doing...
You know what my
I'm gonna
minimum
watch
is?
that. Damn. I'm gonna watch this. Where's I'm gonna
album's been
download
out.
that.
Yeah,
So long.
his collaborations from here on out are like the LA Philharmonic.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Like he's doing like Elton John's playing the piano next time he comes out.
Dude, what a big deal to win a fucking
Made history,
Pulitzer Prize.
Now imagine this. You want to talk about inspiration? If you're a kid in Compton, they come from nothing.
Fuck yeah.
And he's a small dude. Remember?
Tiny.
Do you remember when we
Tiny.
were at the Spike Awards? There was this little black
I go,
guy
"Who's that
next
little
to us.
guy?"
Brian goes, "Who's that?" I went, "That's the best rapper on earth." Brian goes, "Him?" I went, "I swear to God, it's the most talented rapper on earth."
I didn't-
Brian
I
goes,
was like,
"That's
huh?
insane."
Tiny guy.
See that?
Illustrated
Yeah, Bob
Colin.
Dylan. John Coltrane.
That have not received
Bruce
it.
Springsteen.
Yeah.
Miles Davis, Nina Simone, Bob Dylan, Aretha
Also, so
Franklin.
haven't
Wynton
received.
Marsalis
Yeah.
won too. Oh, one of those who haven't
Dylan
received.
No, they
accepted
have not won.
Have not.
They've not received.
So
the
he
prize.
surpassed these people.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy.
But think,
I got a
think,
problem
think
with
about
that,
the
but-
inspiration it is for those kids in Compton.
Yeah, but I got a problem with it right now.
Pulitzer Prize?
Yeah, but I got a problem with it because if you're not going to give Miles Davis, Nina Simone, Bob Dylan, Aretha
Times
Franklin,
are different,
John
sir.
Coltrane,
Well,
the
hold on.
fuck out of here.
Well, but to be
Springsteen.
fair, a Pulitzer is about writing,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
About the spoken word
Yes.
more so than anything. So Miles
it's-
Davis didn't.
It's not about the spoken word; it's about the written word, actually. But
Well, okay, so my point being that
But Miles Davis
didn't. Yeah,
he was
that's
instrumental.
true. That's true.
Okay, so
No, but I believe Blood in the Fields by Wynton Marsalis won a Pulitzer. So it depends. There's music, I think. There's different categories.
Yeah.
But there are 21 members on the Pulitzer Prize, I think. Anyway,
Either
moving
way,
on.
fucking
That's
cool.
amazing. Good for him.
What
when
else
is
you
the
got,
fighter
Jim?
and the kid gonna win?
Glad you asked.
That'd be nice.
We're gonna create our own fucking award called the BSK. Okay.
The Spulitzer.
Big Strong Kid.
What else you got, Jen?
How about? Well, this is a scary one. So today, it's been 9 years since an actual domestic
Whoa.
passenger plane.
I never fuck with Southwest. Ever.
Its engine exploded, and it killed one person on board. Injured 7 people. It actually killed one person.
So scary.
And apparently, that person, if that's the right person, it almost got sucked out and then came back.
And she died?
Yeah. Oh, someone almost got sucked out. So I'm sure it's probably this
I
person.
thought they saved the person who got sucked out.
So it could be that too. Then.
Saving
But
someone
one
getting
person
sucked
died.
out of a plane in the midair is the most gangster shit ever. Think about that. Like,
Hang on! I fucking got you! Hang on! And then they land?
Yep.
But so I guess the takeaway
That's
from this:
the
don't sit near the jet engine
I'm seriously going to not do that anymore. If I'm near that thing, I'm going to.
until you're flying 6 hours. You need that
Of
emergency
the
row.
millions
Chin.
of the billions of flights.
Yeah.
Billions
That's
of
what I was
miles
saying,
of
a
flight
chin.
that
Yeah.
happened.
He was
Less than
Off
one.
the air.
First time in 6 years.
1%.
It's fine.
This is the first
Also-
time this has happened, though, right?
I know it's
Have you heard of it?
Southwest, though. You know,
Hey, man.
they do the cow.
Come on,
ca-
man.
the
You get
kinda-
refunds
the
on
cattle
Southwest.
call,
I
yeah.
hate that.
Oh, here it is. A female passenger
not first class,
was
bro.
partially sucked out.
She got sucked out.
Do you ever? I noticed that I do this, and it's weird. I shouldn't. And I was thinking about how
I know where you're going with this.
Don Draper probably didn't deal with it. Was the opposite, where people walked by him in first class and probably were like, one of these days I'm going to be like you. Now if I sit in first class, which I rarely do unless a television station's going to
Yeah.
pay for it. When I do though, they seat you first. and they walk everybody by you, and I feel
Judged?
like such a fucking asshole.
Yeah, you feel like a tool a little bit.
Whereas, like, man, it shouldn't be that way. It should be like, I'm sure it was when in like Mad Men era, where there's the dude with the perfect suit sitting up
doing
there,
something right.
and the guy walks by with his kid, and he's like, "Son, you work hard. One of these days, this is gonna be." You know what I'm saying? Whereas now people are like, "Look at this fucking."
I know, like, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
That's what it is now. The world's full of haters, is what you're saying.
It is.
Brian gets in and goes, "Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Don't look at me. I'm famous, you fucks." Next
They come over to offer him.
You know what I can't stand is people that wear sweats on the plane.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck you, man. When did it become a goddamn pajama party? At LAX?
This ain't your living room.
I dress up to go. It's
I'm with
an
you.
event.
I wear a suit and a tie, and I wear a fedora.
Well, there's
and
something
a carnation.
There's something about being presentable. Period.
There's
That
no respect for
yeah.
yourself, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
I don't go out of the house in sweats, man.
I wear my cock ring.
Oh, right. What else you got, Jen?
It's made of lizard skin.
Cock it up, bro.
Lizard skin cock.
Yeah, I got a dick on me.
Okay, so I watched this show growing up. Harry Anderson.
Oh, dude,
So he passed
sad.
away.
No,
Night
good
Court.
guy.
Harry
Night
Anderson.
court, yeah.
At 65.
Good career. Just
Damn,
died.
you wore that
Dad-
hat out
son
even
found him.
offset?
Yep. Son found him, I guess.
Yeah.
How'd he die?
It says natural causes, but then I think I
He's
heard
65.
something-
How did he die of natural
exactly.
causes?
That doesn't make sense. Also,
Probably
I
a
heard
heart
cardiac
attack.
arrest. Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame,
A lot
man.
of guys die of heart attacks. You two are going to die of heart attacks.
oh my God.
100%. I already know this.
Look at Megan Fox
Where?
on the bottom there. Megan Fox, the ultimate MILF. It says.
Yeah, she's a beauty. I know her.
She has like 15 kids.
Well, Ryan, my boy Brian Green, has been married to her for a while, but she's.
I hear he's a cool cat too.
He's great. I like Ryan. She's cool. I know her a little bit.
She's delicious.
Yes,
She had
is.
some issues and I had to kick her off Transformers.
I met her when she was 19 and dating Brian, and she came to my stand-up, and I was just like, Brian, she's the hottest
Did
girl
your
I've ever seen
boner
in my
rip a
life.
hole through your
It's
jeans?
the hottest thing I've ever seen in my life.
No, it's true. That first Transformers when she's pulling up the hood in that belly shirt, I thought to myself, well, that might be the hottest
when I met
chick I've
her,
ever seen.
we ate at Katana. Me, her, and Brian Austin Green. I remember she was talking about it. She was like, "I'm going to do that," and then Brian's like, "Fucking that director hits on you." It's his new girlfriend.
Then they had some issues, yeah? Transformers.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure. Listen, if you're married to her, you just understand that everyone hits on her,
Yeah.
right?
Well, you understand when she walks down the hallway, we're all trying to fuck your girl,
He's
right?
got her, and he's got a piece on him, from what I hear. Next,
Oh, of course he does. To nail
Brian
down that
Austin
chick.
Green has dated some beautiful women in the past. They've
What's
been
he do
married.
these days besides fuck Megan
He's been on a
Fox?
show. He was on a show for a while. He might be.
He was on
directing
Anger
now.
Management.
Yeah, he was on that one for a
Oh,
while.
that's right.
Yeah, and he was on before that. He was on the Terminator.
The movie
He's always
Terminator?
working.
No, the series with Lena Headey.
He's always working. Brian's always working.
What else you got, Chin?
All right. This one. How
Here's
about
two
this?
more.
All right. So T-Mobile owes the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, $40 million for playing fake ringtones on unconnected calls. Do you know what that means? When, like, say if you're calling someone where they don't really have great service,
Yeah.
the T-Mobile would actually have a fake ring going on while it's looking for service. So most people, if they
takes
didn't hear
forever.
if they heard like 4 rings, they want to just hang up because they
Yeah.
don't want to keep going. So they've been doing this since 2007, over hundreds of millions of different calls.
Damn, T-Mobile. I'm a T-Mobile client.
I'm not.
You are?
I'm not. I'm 18.
They're fucking terrible, man. And I can't get on my plan. I want to jump. I pay for my mom and I are in the same.
Get better. Get better. Do better.
Do you know anyone else on T-Mobile? And I have a Hotmail email.
Speaking of hot males. Sorry, man. I'm a little crazy right now.
What else you got? Chin? I'm crazy too. What else?
This is on Barstool. A group of baboons. So there's a bunch of baboons in this facility. It's a medical facility, testing facility
Fuck
in
yeah.
Texas, where they test for diseases.
Hey, Mike, why do you have a heart on? Baboon suffering.
Fuck yeah.
No, I have a hard on because of this story. Go ahead and continue
They
with
escape.
Yeah, they escaped. So a bunch of them got a 55-gallon barrel. They rolled it to this fence. They propped it up, jumped on top, and escaped.
And where they at
4 or 5
now?
of them. They got them. They ended up. But
I
it's
thought
so
they were
sad.
living in Austin,
Now,
hanging out
let's
at
get
the
back to
Onagen.
our steel cell for more testing, guys. Got to draw your
Those
blood and
poor-
shoot you full of
those poor
diseases.
fucking
God damn it.
baboons.
How is that still okay?
Baboons?
No,
To test
animal testing.
Baboons,
Yeah.
because baboons should suffer. They deserve to.
Baboon?
All right.
No.
Baboons are, poor
Oh my
guys.
God.
Oh, is that them walking?
You can see him here. It's the guys are actually trying to catch him here, and he's just hauling.
Are those are baboons?
Those are baboons.
God, why don't they rip those guys'
See?
dicks off?
Because they're afraid of you big people.
This is really sad, actually. Because they're smart enough to want to escape. Like,
they don't want to be there anymore, man.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's not like, I'm not trying to put animals on a pecking order, but it's not like a mouse or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like this baboon clearly has enough of a brain where it's like, please let me out of here.
No, hold up. Got his homies together, went, listen, fellas, as soon as they let us out tomorrow,
seriously,
I'm taking this fucking roller thing, going all the way over here, and we're going to jump over, and we're going to be free, fellas. We're going to be sipping beer. It's going to be great. And then these
Texas Biomedical Research Institute, they shoot them up with different things to see how they react.
That's a shame, man.
I need my makeup and I need it to be safe. And if a couple of baboons have to lose their eyesight, then fuck them.
I don't think baboons, though, it's probably not even cosmetics, though. They're probably like doing AIDS research.
Probably.
I mean,
the price,
it's a hard
baboons
stuff in that red ass.
I like saying baboon and tomato.
He's changed.
Mike, thank you for joining us.
Guys, it really, really is such an honor.
You're the best,
you guys
man.
Invite me.
You're the best.
You're the best, brother.
No, you guys, you bastards.
The new podcast, your new show with Drew and all that.
Swole Patrol.
When you have me on, bro?
Whenever you want.
You're swole.
When time do you do it?
It varies. Usually it's weekends, though, to try to make room for Drew, I know.
Ooh, weekends.
Sunday afternoons, I know.
Oh, Sunday afternoons. Yeah. Oh, do you have the, God, let's see, do you have December 1st of Never available? Or?
Sunday afternoons, that's a tough one.
Well, listen, we're doing Monday night for
My
Aubrey.
Kids or Swole
Monday nights?
Yeah.
Monday or Sunday?
Even worse. Even worse.
Either way, man. We'll figure it out.
Listen, it's not me. I got to work around fucking Dr. Drew's schedule. The guy he has 11 jobs.
If I get to hang out with you and Dr. Drew, I'll make it happen.
All right, dude.
Let's do it. Swole Patrol. Let's do it now. Swole Patrol.
Come see me this weekend in Boston. The next weekend is Denver, and then I got the Calusa Casino May 5th. Let's go.
Tickets, tfack.com. This weekend, I'm in Calgary.
But you're sold out.
Nope. We added a third show on Saturday.
Boom!
Road
Shit.
Dog.
Oh,
Road Dog.
shit.
I got 3 shows on Saturday.
God
we added
damn.
a 4 p.m. show
to me
at
calling you a
Yuck
Road
Yucks in
Dog.
Calgary.
I want to call you when I can't
Dog.
yet, but damn,
You can't?
it's good.
3 shows
Not
on a
yet,
Saturday?
buddy, but good stuff.
Fuck, Brian.
I know.
There's gonna
I'm
be
getting
Calgary.
such
Take
hot
it easy.
pussy at the
Relax.
show in
4 p.m.
Just be
Yuck
calm.
Yucks Calgary. This Saturday we added a show. The others are sold out. Yuck Yucks Calgary. Friday, Saturday. The only show available is Saturday, 4 p.m. Get you some. And then May 4th and 5th, Mall America, Minnesota. I am there May 4th and 5th. And then West Nyack. What were those dates be?
West Nyack, you're there. I feel May 17, 18.
You're
19.
right. West Nyack, 17th through the 19th. tfatk.com for tickets. Houston, June. Get them. This is the Fire and the Kid. We're out.